What up, everybody? How are we doing? Hopefully, somebody will. Hey, what's up, baby? What's going on? It's been a while. I forgot my buttons. Oh, my Lord, I forgot the buttons. Oh, there we go. No, yep. Hoo, ha, hoo, he, ha. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. I'm hitting that button. That's what's happening. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, Courtney? What's up? What's up? All right, there we go. Now we're going. Now we're starting to cook with the Crisco. Hey, she said, fancy meeting you here. All right. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Hey, we got Twisted List here. What's up, love? All right. How's everybody been? Let me get things. Now we don't need that no more. I can close that out. That can go there. That can go there. All right. I think we're cooking with the Crisco now. We'll pop our little windows. There we go. Now that can go there. Everybody's starting to show up now. Should seeing some nice weather. Ooh, sun dip. There we go. Now the chat's connected and I can minimize that. There we go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, DW has made it. Hello, what's up, Pixie? DW is like, I'm not missing 2 nights in a row. You are not sending the search party for me. That is not happening, folks. No, sorry. Excuse me. All right. I did not top off my iced tea. That just shows you how long it's been since we've been together. Bum, bum. Got my soul ready to go. I don't know what to expect. I think my camera's a little off kilter. I think I need to. No, maybe it looks. Do I need to adjust my camera just a tad? Maybe. I don't know. I think we're good. Were you able to find the template? What? Whoa! What? Wait! Whoa! What? Whoa! That just happened, Belle? Or are you talking like back in the day? Tuesday you did that? What the? Holy shit! Wow. I hope you're okay. Hey, what's up, P? Wow. That was an exciting Tuesday. What a Tuesday. Holy. Yeah, how are you doing for real? We did not know. Right? That is a lot for a Tuesday, yo. That is crazy. I wish we would have known. Man. Well, I hope you're doing okay now. Home resting, I would assume. Like the recovery for that's got to be a few days, right? Hopefully it's okay. Went to the ER Monday. They said it's got to go now. It was Tuesday. Wow. Holy Well, you're doing good now, right? You're doing good now? That's the important thing. Just been good. Okay, well, rest, I would assume rest is the best thing for the... Holy crap. Wow, what a Tuesday. What a Monday tonight. Wow. Like, holy. Blink, blink. That is crazy. That really is crazy. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Seriously. Oh, she said she on the UB2B tonight. What's up? The UB2B. So I wonder if you're on it. So I wonder if you can, I guess you have to read the chat in the stream because that chat doesn't go there. I bet that's the whole thing. Yeah. It's been hurting for a while, just stubborn, and it almost burst. Wow. Well, I'm glad you went to the ER before it burst because that would have sucked. For real. Hello, Carissa. Happy Thursday. This Thursday's better than the Tuesday, well, Monday and Tuesday that Belle's having for sure, as we're finding out here. That is extremely wild to believe that. Seriously. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. All right, here, you know what? Here, maybe this will make you feel better.
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
Oh, what was that? What I got popping up on my phone? Cheat sheets. No, I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing. DW, so that makes me feel better for sure, right? Rune makes everything better. 100%. 100%. All right. I feel better. Yeah, you should. You all them Legos you got. What? Hello. Let's just make everybody jealous. I'm just gonna say that right now. Emily's sitting down there in a YouTube chat. I don't know if she all by. She's there with me watching myself. Finished 45 now. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Bum 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 bum. Me and Legos equal world. Hey, I respect it. I respect it. I'm excited to see how that Orthenhopter turns out. That is legit. That one was legit. It was so cool. Ooh, it looks like MJ joined us. Hello, love. Courtney just finished, got caught up and finished 45. Okay. Thank you. What do we have? What are we doing tonight? I'm on 46. Yeah, 46 tonight. I'm 46 to 50. 46 to 50. I don't remember what chapters P said. I think it's 49 is a must, and then like 54, and then the end of it. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that was a little corgi butt across the screen. A little doggy just ran across the screen. That was so cute. Little corgi, little corgi butt. Wing leader will have some mail. Mail! Sweet. I appreciate you. That's awesome as hell. I like mail. I got... Liz said we had mail the other day, and I went, and they said we didn't have mail. So I'm not sure. But, well, since we got... I know mail time's fun, but I know mail. But what we can talk about really quick is Flat Rune is on his way. He's in the air. He is on the way to DW. And just so everybody knows, the reason DW was chosen first is because we have also sent Resand in the mail. That is why. So if anybody wants to know why, is she's been waiting for some starter for a while. So she's got both of them in the package. So you get a double package with that one. So that'll be cool. And then, yeah, I guess we'll figure out who goes next. Yes. She got everything set up. I've been waiting for this day. Hey, Lisa, what's up? Bum, 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 bum. She said, we get both. Oh, that's funny. I hope you like the starter baby daddy. What's up, Lisa? What's up? What's up? Oh, shimmy. Ooh, that was a rough one. Oh, we're at okay. So I think Belle had the buttons last. It's been so long. It's been over a week. I think Belle had the buttons last time, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the lightning bolts. All right. Is there anybody that has not had the buttons that would like to be bequeathed the buttons? Is there a nomination? I forgot how we were doing it. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. Did I enjoy the time off from lives? No. Yeah. No. Like, I love doing them. Don't get it wrong. And I felt like something was missing not doing them. For sure. For sure. Definitely can't go that long between them. I will say that. So, no, I didn't enjoy the time off. I felt like that long off, I felt like I was grounded or something. I don't know. Yeah, like it just felt like something was missing. I don't know. It was very, very weird. So we're gonna, yeah. But I will say it was kind of good because there was a day or two there where my nose was fighting. Oh man, my nose was struggling. It went from 80 degrees and then we had a crazy cold front with the windstorm. So the next day it went from 80 to 60, but it was like with a 20-mile-an-hour wind. So we just had dust all. That was on our anniversary. It was just dust all across the state. And then we woke up Monday and we had a cold snap that night. So then it was super cold the next day and then it's super hot. So my nose it was horrid. It was horrid. And then I had appointments and it was rough. But yeah, we will not go that long again. I will say that one. Hey, Q made it. I thought we were going to. But every time I was like, let me catch up on a few things here or there. So I just caught up on a few chores just to not get behind and everything else. Really. Blizzard Sunday, Monday, and now we have 70s and all toggled. Yeah, exactly. At 2 80-degree days followed by snow. This weather needs to pick, right? Yeah, and allergies, it's picking up. So I will have to apologize for the coughing. Sometimes my throat still gets it. Appointments, so you got stuff done. Okay, that's what I mean. Did you enjoy? No, because I hated sitting at the doctor office for 30. So okay, so like, listen, like I have to go to a doctor appointment for my allergies, right? And I get it. I got it. Not a big deal. But I have to drive 36 minutes to go sit there to do a breath test and then him to ask me a bunch of shit that I'm like, yep, nope. Okay, we're done. See you next year. What the fuck? And then I had to drive 40 minutes back. Like it was annoying. But at least I got my shot schedule done, so I guess. And then, yeah, I don't know anymore. You got me so messed up with Skadra. Honestly, that was, yeah, I don't even know anymore. Skadra. Yeah, the winds, and see, that's what I think would happen is the winds brought all the pollen that finally went away and just kicked it back up again. It was just rough and it was dusty. 6 inches of snow. I'd rather sneeze than snow, honestly. Would I? Yeah, if I had to be out in the snow. As long as I'm inside and there's snow outside, I'm cool. But once I gotta be, no, I don't like the cold no more. But I don't know. The changing weather makes the sneezing. The weather doesn't have to be nice. The weather doesn't have to be nice. Belle, you get a pass on being nice. Okay. But wait, we were talking about buttons. Buttons. Who's getting the buttons? Who's in charge of questioning the buttons? The buttons. The cold and this pixie do not mix. I'm with that one, Pixie. Ooh, Carissa, you have been nominated. Do I have a second on the nomination? Ooh, excuse me. Okay, we have a second. Oh, all the vitamin D. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. Carissa, would you like to be in charge of the buttons? I do, but I have bad memories. I don't know. So, I'm going to change it up a little bit tonight, just so you know. The buttons are going to be a little bit different. Dun, dun. Would you kindly be the button lady? Kindly be the button lady. Bum, bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Ooh, speaking of that, okay. So, yeah, I bring this over here, and I gotta bring... All right, so she's picking it up. All right, so as everybody knows, this I'm gonna explain it now. We're changing it up. So everybody knows we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons, right? We have our 8 favorite buttons. Okay. Everybody understands we have our 8 favorite buttons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. All right. So now that everybody knows we have our 8 favorite buttons, what I'm currently doing is I am currently going to make I'm going to make 2 eventually, but we're going to make bad buttons, and we're going to call those, y'all remember press your luck and you get the whammies, like no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, and stop. Yeah, so I'm going to make 2 bad ones, and if you hit those, that will allow me to reshuffle the button order. You see what I'm saying? So, tonight, for the trial run, I have inserted, say, the chode button, all right? The chode button. So there are 9 buttons tonight. There are 9 of them. One of them is the chode button. So if we hit a chode button, that will allow me to rearrange the buttons so you cannot memorize the pattern. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay? So we're going to make it because, yeah. Okay? Yeah, so now, ooh. Oh, no, it does, because if you can figure out where the chode is not, where the chode is, then you don't have to worry about it. You see what I'm saying? So can you find, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. All right, and then, no. So for tonight, there's 9. So for tonight, there's just 9. We're just inserting the chode button. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 7 plus rune plus the chode. Okay. 7 plus rune plus the chode. All right. And then what we'll do is we got to think of a fair number. We got to make sure everybody agrees on the number that we earn a button. Oh, Q's taking notes. She's like, all right, I got you. I got some notes to take. Oh, thanks for the roses, P. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So what are we already at? You're almost at 5K. When you get to 5K, you earn your first button. And then listen, we're just going to make it super simple. We're going to make it super simple, okay? For every 5,000, you earn a button. I think we'll just be easy, all right? For every 5,000, you earn a button. How about a hawk? What do you mean a hawk? What is a hawk? Ah! I don't know what you mean. When we start a chapter, we'll see how many people are in it, are viewing. And then each person, and then we'll multiply that by, 5 liters peasant work. A buzzard button. Well, all right, we can make a buzzard button if you want it. Okay, you got to find the pictures. If you want the buzzard button, then you got to at least find the pictures in the song. I can't say... but wanted to drop in and... oh, no, you can't stay, Ali. Oh, no. All right. She's going to break the buzzard button. Hey, what's up, Cran? What's up, Red? All right. We'll figure it. We'll make something up. All right. All right. You hit your first button. All right, what is it, Carissa? What is the first button of the evening? The first button of the evening. Goodbye, Ali. I hope you have a good night. I'm going to read so I can catch up. I'm going to 50 tonight. We're 46 to 50. 46 to 50. I'm doing good tonight, Red. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you stopping by and asking how I'm doing. Appreciate you. Hope all is well. Can I see the Rowan button? I'm on 43. Perfect. Carissa says, she's thinking hard. What's up, Ash? What's up, Ash? And 7. Okay, 7. Let's see. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Make you need to watch you break. I take whatever I decide to take. Leave my mark so everybody sees that you only worship on your fucking knees. Pull your hair and tell you you're my world. Hurt you till you're begging me for more. Yeah.
Y'all get so quiet when those pictures come in. Oh my Lord, the chat goes moved. It is like somebody has slammed on the brakes. All right, so I'm not gonna tell you. I am not gonna tell you what number this is, but just because Liz is currently going through it right now in Kingdom of Ash, and you know what part I mean. We're going to let her go ahead and enjoy this one right now. Here's a freebie for that chapter.
I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep running, saying what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep running, saying what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing.
There you go. There you go. She did. She earned this button. She is almost there too. She's almost there. She's almost there. She said, "Those men." Yes, those men. Legolas makes me so happy. That is hilarious. So she said, "Good book." Oh, yeah, what y'all have started. Oh my Lord. What y'all have started. Thank you, Emily, for that one. Let me just say that one. Oh, that's hilarious too. If you only knew. If you only knew what you started. All day, all night, all day. Oh my Lord. It is hilarious. A Legolas button? That's... I mean, I mean, we could. I tell you what, if you got enough images of him, I tell you what, I'm sure we could find the right song. We could find. I'm sure we could do. I'm sure we could. I think we could do it. I think we. Aphrodite sent me a couple good songs. I started listening to some today. She sent me a band that's got a couple good songs. Like I don't remember the names. I just starting, but she sent me some. So there's some things like we can talk about it. Let me tell you what, we can talk about it. So, all right. Y'all are almost to 10. Y'all need 700 more. All right, at 700, once we get there, Playful Devotion. Okay, that was the one. Yeah, I have to. Okay, yeah. Good song. Once we hit 10K, we'll go ahead, we'll give the button, and then we will get going. It's almost time. But I will say, excuse me, what is happening with my throat? Anyway, my eldest is working on her renditions that we were asking, and so when she gets those done, that's going to be cool to send to Rob. That's going to be so fun. Really cool. We're going to send him the 3. I don't know if y'all think that's cool. I didn't even know what we're reading. He said, I don't even know what we're reading. Little old you. We're reading Road of Bones, brother. We're reading Road of Bones. So yeah. So we're reading, Road of Bones. But yeah, you're still drawing brush right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I haven't drawn today.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There's no rush on you. There's no rush. But yeah, so she's gonna draw Bryce, and then I've also commissioned her to draw the Autumn King, and then also Riddick. Did y'all know he was the voice actor for the Autumn King? Also, Rob was. So I think that's gonna be cool. We're just gonna send all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Riddick and the Autumn King. Exactly. So that's exactly what we're throwing. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing.
So we can throw darts at him.
Oh, no worry, Red. No worry. I understand. I'm not familiar with it. You have to roll when you start reading. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you stopping by and commenting and liking. I appreciate the support. Oh, I know, right, Bella? You've had like 2 of those in like the last 2 lives, right? All right, you got your 11, you got your 10K, Let's get this button. Let's get your second button. Will she pick the wrong one? But Red, I would recommend, seriously, I'm only on the first book. I think we got 1, 2, 3. There's 3.5 because one of them's a small, like that small one right here is it's a small novella. But so far, like the first book, there's a lot of world building. We're getting to learn the characters, but bro, there's some shit that happens, and this is you like, goddamn, what, it came in like a wrecking ball. It's the Ashen Series. It's the Ashen Series by Demi Winters. Here, I'll pull up the first book, brother. Here you go. That's the first book. So it's the Road of Bone, but it's the Ashen Series. Viking type. Yeah. They're Vikings. There's a little bit of vampire fucking deer, bruh. Vampire fucking, I don't want to spoil shit, but like I said, I'm only on the first book, and it's fucking. I'm enjoying it. It's not the typical stuff that I've read, you know, because SJMS and Rebecca Yaros and stuff, right? But I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Bunny Killer vibes going, yeah, right. So I'm liking it so far. And it's a new series, and then the next book, I believe it's book 5, is about to come out. Like she's doing the editing right now, so it's so far. Like I'm hooked on it so far. Almost broken 5-chapter rule a few times, but I had to stay calm and get caught up on life. Okay. Sorry. Carissa. She said the pressure, the power is overwhelming. What button did she pick? Book 4, 2027 release. Thank you, P. Thank you so much for that. Button 4, 1, 2, 3, in. Fire. She said, actually, my favorite button. And she's like, 2 for 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm getting through the Throne of Glass tandem read. I found an ebook version. That's super cool, Miss Wolverine. We got a man and button. Not yet. Not yet. We're working on it. We are working on it. I took a, like I said, I kind of took a break from the buttons and everything and just focused on some stuff. And the kids are on spring break right now, so we just been chilling. We do have yes, the baddie buttons are in. The baddie buttons are in. Sean, what up, Sean? Sean has made it. I needed this because you were struggling. Why was you struggling? Man, y'all are 40. Y'all are almost 15K. All right, I got to get started. All right, you're 14K. We're going to wait till you hit 15K, and then we're going to get started. After that next button. Right, that's what I'm saying. So they've given me the chance to just read and do the normal stuff. So I've been just trying to catch up on, like, especially with the yard work and stuff now. Like, tomorrow morning I gotta get up and fix one of the freaking sprinkler lines. Oh, it's gonna suck. But anyway, yeah. But see, tomorrow, since we're reading tonight, I only gotta film 5 videos instead of read and film and edit and post. So you know what I mean. It's just easier, but all right. You're at 15K. You hit the 15K. Where are you going now, Carissa? Where are you going now? Where are you going now? Hey, wait. Where's Mr. Riz? Mr. Raz? Where's Mr. Raz? He not here tonight? Mr. Raz? You not here tonight? I always like to play. She said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! They're gone! They're gone! Oh no! I get to switch all of the buttons. Switch the buttons. Oh, ha! I like this game. I like this game. Oh, this is fun. This makes... Do y'all realize how... I don't even think we should... Let's just sit here. Y'all can tap and we'll play hit the buttons all night long. Like, this is what we need to do during day streams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can sit at work and we can just chit-chat about nothing. And then we can play tippy tappy, and then boom. Oh, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this as much as y'all enjoy me trying to figure out if Skadra's a good person. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Is Skadra a good person or not? That was so satisfying right now. I'm not gonna lie. That was so satisfying. Okay, the buttons have been remixed. The buttons have been mixed again. No problem. They've been mixed. So, that was so fun. I'm telling you, that was fucking great. All right. I think we're ready. Are we ready to get some reading in tonight? In my experience, if you have to question if they're good, they aren't. Listen, see, you say that, but listen, I don't want to ruin things for people, but there's a certain person in a certain book that was bad, but she really wasn't bad, and she's a good person. She was a good person. You said ruin, so you have to hit the
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
The fact that she can just come out here and just do whatever she wants, it just really annoys me sometimes. Not really. No. I read Sean, one day I'm not really. I'm gonna stand up to her one day. One day when I'm 6 feet under or in a jar of ashes. But anyway, ooh, damn, that sucks. Okay. But no, I agree with you, Red. Usually not, but I don't know why. But for some reason, I think she's a good person or wants to be, but she can't be. As a girl. For real, right? For real. Ah, dang it. Sorry, I'm picking my eye. I know, but I feel like I got an itch in my ear. Ah. When I grow up, I'll show. When I grow up, I'm so much older than her. Okay, anniversary. Yes, sorry. Okay, anniversary. It was a great time. Oh, trust me, I'm outnumbered 4-1. Yeah. Okay, so anniversary, it was great. We didn't really do much. We chilled out. We hung out together during the day. I believe she died the eldest, or as y'all like to call her, Liz Face. She dyed her hair. And then we went to the Melting Pot, at, fondue restaurant. That is usually me and Liz's. What we usually do is just us two. The girls are not really, their palates are very narrow. But we were like, you know what? I think we were going to do fondue at home. And I was like, you know what? No, screw it. Let's go there. I think they're old enough now. We can just let them get just, the basic stuff and whatever. And they're like, yeah, cool. So they went there and they were like, they don't do cheese. Okay. They're not big fans of cheese. Like they like cheese on pizza and they like it in quesadillas, but not a lot. It's a wisp of cheese. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. So they didn't do like the cheese course. Me and Liz did that with the baked potato, loaded baked potato, delicious. They actually gave you grapes, and I will tell you what. I put a green grape in cheese that had potatoes, bacon bits, a little bit of cream, and it tastes like a loaded baked potato, right? And it was actually good. It is so wild. Who would put you wouldn't think of putting a grape on a baked potato, but you'll dip a grape into a baked potato. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense, but it's good. And then like you dip it in bread. So anyway, so that was what we had that was the appetizer course. And then for the main course, we just did a regular oil just because we were with them. Yeah, it was delicious. It was fucking delicious, Pete. Mind blown. Mind blown. Really, dead ass. Mind blown. It was good. It was good. And then we just did a regular traditional oil. And then we all got, well, not us, the eldest, she just got the shrimp. And then I don't know if y'all have been to Melting Pot, but they have a wine garlic seasoning that is to die for. So you put that up on the shrimp, and then she just cooks that in the oil, and she enjoyed that. She was like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry for doubting y'all. This shit is good as fuck. So she enjoyed it. And then the mini me, the oldest twin, she got her steak. And when I say steak, she got her a steak, like 9 pieces of steak, and then some shrimp, and she tore the fuck up out of that. And was like, this is good as fuck, Dad. I love it. She didn't curse, but that's what she wanted to say. And then the youngest, the little bitty, she got all chicken, and she was like, this is really good too. And then me and Liz, we each got shrimp, chicken, and steak. So we each had a little bit of that, and that was good. And then for the dessert course, the kids just got a regular milk chocolate dip, which is just milk chocolate, a little bit of milk, just to mix it up enough. And then me and Liz got the truffle. So it's a dark and white chocolate with the pecans and a little bit of flamey, you know, a little alcohol-y, whatever, I guess, to make it flame. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they flamed it out. And then we dip it, and then to dip inside, if y'all don't know, you get marshmallows that they coat in Oreos. They give a waffle that they cut in quarters that's good. And then they give you some Rice Krispie treats and then a shit ton of pound cake. And that's right. They're supposed to give you fruit, and the fruit they give you is strawberries or bananas. I'm the only one that likes bananas, so they didn't do that, and nobody really likes the strawberries, so they didn't do that. So that's why we ended up getting extra pound cake, and they decimated the shit out of it.
Also, you didn't get the truffle, you got the flaming turtle.
Flaming turtle. Sorry, flaming turtle. Not truffle, turtle. Because it was too turtly for the turtle club. But yeah, so that, and then we did that. Hey, Bobby. We did that, and then we just came home, and we chilled, and then on Monday, we did our dinner, and then on Monday, what did we do? We ended up watching a movie. What did we watch? Princess Bride? What movie did we watch on Monday, Nene? Was it Princess Bride? And then last night we watched Grease. So I think it was Princess Bride. Yeah, so it's Princess Bride. So, ooh, it was Men in Tights. It was Men in Tights. We watched Princess Bride Saturday.
Yes, and then we watched Men in Tights because
Men in Tights on Monday.
Wesley.
Right. Correct. So yeah, and then we watched Grease last night. So yes, that's what we've been doing. So that's what we've been doing for 18 years. Yes. So you want to be us? No, y'all. Trust me, we are. Yeah, y'all make us feel. But we're nothing special. We're just regular people like y'all. Yes. We're showing them all the classics, all the older movies. We got a list, like we've done the Ace Ventura, The Mask, you know, all the old stuff. We're showing them the good stuff. The good stuffs. Let them see when you could sit down and watch a movie for 2 hours and actually be entertained. So, aw. Watch out! Watch out! You're gonna make my kink go too kinky. No praising around here. We don't praise anymore. I'm just joking. That's funny. It's funny. All right. Mr. Raz is my high school 14 years, but still want to be y'all. I appreciate it. Listen, so me and Liz met. Listen, me and Liz. It's everybody. Y'all can get here. It's not hard, but. We met in 97, y'all. We met in 97, didn't get married until 08. So it was, you know, it's a long time. It'd take a while to get here. You got to choose it every day. That's what everybody, how you do it? We choose it every day. Some days she annoys me. I annoy her, but it's okay. I would rather her annoy me. It's not. Listen. And I don't mean this in the wrong way, and I get it. Sometimes you think you find a person, and all of a sudden the person was hiding their true colors. But when and I'm not. Listen, I've had 2 divorces. Okay, I am not bashing nobody. Please don't think that. I've been through 2 myself. I've picked the wrong motherfucker like a bitch. Oh, trust me. There is a bunch of chodes in this world, and I married one of them twice. Oh, she screwed the shit out of me. So, but once you find the right person, then it's not hard. Let me be very specific. And when that person chooses you too, then it's not hard. Okay, I have to be very specific. So let me quote that. Okay, let me quote that. Once you find the right person, that is who it is, then you know you're good to go. Mm-hmm. I married one. I'm happy being single. Hey, you know when you find your lobster? Yeah. Right? So. All right. You've hit another button. You hit the 20K. All right. Your buttons have been reshuffled. You'll find, Courtney, you'll find it. You'll find it. Trust me. She's so scared. Don't be scared. Listen, when you stop looking and you just living, that's what usually when it happens. And it'll be a person that you're just sitting there talking to and all, and you won't realize it. And you'll meet them one day, you'll talk, and then it'll just keep going. That's when you know. That, in my opinion, that's when you'll know. Just stop looking for it. Live your life. Be happy. Do what makes you happy, because when you're doing what makes you happy, you'll find people that are doing the same thing. And the people that are doing the same thing are the people that are into the same things that you're into. So you see what I'm saying? Then you'll find them. So just focus on you. Be happy. Find out what makes you happy. Go do those things that make you happy. And eventually, maybe one person will come around and there. So she said, reading time is getting late. She don't want no more wise talking. All right. Button 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. 97. Jesus Christ. 97. I was on my first deployment. I just want y'all to know that. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, all right. Road of Bones, chapter 46. We're about to get started. Just to make sure, I want to make sure Red knows that we're going to get started, because he was said, did it cut off for you guys in the middle too? Awkward. Yeah, awkward, right? She said I couldn't stick to the 5-chapter rule. 2? Oh, my Lord. Girl, Alejandro, I appreciate you staying awake that long. I missed it. Okay, I got to get to reading. Y'all keep doing this, man. It has been a while. All right, let's get going. Let's get some chapters read. Let's get going. We got people I'm on spring break, so I'm not on really a limit tonight. I don't give two poopy snoops, but I know people got to work. Let's get into it. Road of Bones. The true story of how Scotcher becomes a good person. Chapter 46. A wise retelling. Hey, what's up, Albie? Mickey? All right. You're starting out every 5K. Here we go. 46, the Road of Bones. Jonas cursed under his breath as Scylla let out a low moan from the back of the wagon. Oh, Lord, we starting out like that. Another gray day, and it felt all the more gloomy without her light shining upon him. For a full day and night, she'd been feverish, and with each hour which passed without her waking, his worry grew stronger. She going through freaking withdrawals like a motherfucker, right? That's gotta be, yeah, she going through withdrawals. Did the deer bite her, Ray? Nah, Heckler inquired this morning, holding the cold cloth to Scylla. Nah, she going through some fucking shit. Oh, she going through them withdrawals. No, he replied while sliding the blade of his hivret along the whetstone. Most would think Ray unconcerned, but Jonas knew his headman well. He had fought alongside him for years. He recognized a hint of worry in the line between his brows. Ray had been quiet on the details of what had happened with the deer, simply that she'd handled herself. But Scylla had been uncharacteristically silent upon her return. Something had happened. Jonas was sure of it. What were the odds she was attacked by a vampire deer, then fell sick shortly after? It was suspicious, and the more he considered, the more Jonas grew certain Ray knew what had happened. He keeps things from you. Jonas' stomach twisted at the thought, and his mood soured even further. He will take her from you. Oh, God, Jonas, you jealous. Red flags! Red flag committee! Red flag committee! I don't know if you track that one. I don't know if you can track that one. Can we go back to saying Jonas? We like Jonas? All right, we're going back to Jonas. All right. Materializing reminded himself that nothing was a distraction, and he did not care. Liar. Tell me about it again, Elias said, startling Jonas from his thoughts. Warmth filled his chest, easing his tension. Elias always knew the right thing to say to lift his spirits. Rolling fields of wheat and barley that glow golden in the setting sun. A long house made of sturdy oak. A handsome hearth with plenty of space for kin to gather. We will expand the house so that we can each have our own private quarters. Jonas felt lighter already. The quarters will be on the opposite end of the home from mine, brother, so I won't have to suffer your complaints any complaints of any loud guests I have. His growing smile flattered, and the new thought emerged. And for the first time in his life, Jonas allowed himself to imagine a life with a companion. Bitch, please. That shit ain't happening. And I see, a curly-haired woman sitting beside him at the long table, Scylla humming as she stirred a pot over the hearth fire. The smells of her cooking filled their home. Scylla tossing handfuls of barley, flock of chickens. He could give her chickens. Chickens. His eyes filled to the tangle of the curling peaks from beneath the mounds of fur, and the wave of panic filled him. What if she didn't wake up? Jonas's stomach twisted and knotted itself as he clutched the reins. Do you ever? Elias's voice dropped off, drawing Jonas from despair. Ever what? Prompted Jonas, his gaze hardening back to the wagon. Do you ever think that perhaps our past is not our future? Jonas' brows furrowed as he turned over his brother's words in his mind. No, he said with absolute certainty. His hand found the talisman around his neck. Family, respect, duty. Nothing is more important than restoring honor to our bloodline. Elias, nothing. You sure about that? Elias nodded slyly, chewing on his lips as he stared blankly ahead. What is this about, Elias? Asked Jonas sternly. I enjoy traveling with the Blood Axe crew. Yeah, baby! After all we've seen, it's hard to imagine a life of a farmstead as fulfilling. The knots in Jonas's stomach turned to coiling ends. It won't be a few years yet, brother, said Jonas. His voice sounded tight, even to himself. You'll tire of the road soon enough, and when you see the farmstead, you will remember it all. You will love the peace, the stillness. Perhaps you're right, said Elias with a sigh. The first thing I'll do is build the finest bed, top it with a mattress stuffed with wool and feathers, drink myself stupid, then sleep for a week straight. Jonas chuckled. What do you think's wrong with the hammer? Asked Elias. Could be the food. We all ate it. Perhaps a wolf spider youngling bit her. Was it a silent moment? She best wake up soon. Siggy's cooking tastes like rusted nails. Oh, that's not... Siggy's doing her best. Stop fucking with her. Jesus. Jonas pinned his brother with a murderous look. Don't be an arse. The girl burns with fever, and all you can think of is your damn day meal. Elias sent him a pointed look. It was a joke, Jonas. Learn how to take one. I know how to take a joke. Learn how to tell one. Malla's tits, Jonas. What crawled up your ass today? Ha! You really want to know? Jonas just scowled. Elias exhaled dramatically. Of course. I wish the hammer hand a swift recovery. I like her. She's amusing. Even Axe Eyes begins to warm to her. He snorted. Did you see him at the evening meal last night? I swear to the gods, he nearly smiled. He was proud of her for killing that beast. Jonas' spine stiffened. The sounds of hoofbeats thankfully stiffed the sharp words gathering on his tongue. Jonas looked over his shoulder to see two riders driving their horse hard along the road. Curiosity pricked his skin as the riders gained on the Blood Axe crew. What has them in such a rush, he wondered. The riders slowed as they brought their horses up beside the crew, and Jonas took them in. An older man, perhaps in his fourth decade. An older man in his fourth decade? Fuck y'all, I'm in my fourth decade, bitches. And a younger one with a paltry beard. Hey, said the older man, his face lined with tension and fatigue. Best you make haste. Ray slowed horse. The wagon bumped it to a stop. What is it? The slattery had claimed 2 more victims on the road. Why did I go like that all of a sudden? When, said Ray sharply. A shudder rolled through the men, discovered this morning south of us, burned so badly they could not be recognized by their own kind. Fuck, murmured Elias, frowning. No, that's not a way I'd choose to meet my end. Oi, the man said, kicking the horse. We'll be off if you don't mind. Keep safe. Same to you. Elias called out. The men quickly vanished from sight. Jonas watched Sigrun riding ahead of them, her hand stroking the burn scars along the side of the neck and skull. Never had she explained the origin of her scars, and for the first time in many years, Jonas found himself pondering the agony she must have felt, not just during, but long afterward. Perhaps, in a way, the slattery did his victims a kindness by ending them. But as his gaze fell on the curly-haired woman lying sick in the wagon, fear twisted inside them anew, pushing all thoughts of the schmurderer away. And dun dun dun, she going through some withdrawals. Withdrawals are a motherfucker, and they suck. All right. I think y'all were at 22, so y'all got 5. You only got 5? You only get 1 button. Okay, Jonas is the frat boy you have fun with. Ray is the guy you date after your frontal lobe develops. I respect it. I get it. Okay, if you put it that way. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? To make sure. Just now he's one. All right, you just say you don't have to eat it, right? Exactly. Yeah, if I was having to pick, I'm all about the Ray. I'm all about the Ray. Fuck Jonas. I didn't like Jonas at the beginning. I mean, seriously, I'm not a fan of Jonas at all. He a bitch. I mean, I think I said he was a tool too. All right, you got 1 button, Carissa. 1 button. Unfortunately, you Courtney. But then Sunshine entered the chat. She said she's going with the safe pick. She's going with the safe pick of 1.
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
She went with the safe pick. I like it. I like the safe pick. All right. Where are we starting at? You're at 28. All right. All right. Q's like, all right. Notes got it down. Q's taking, I think Q. All right. Are we ready for 47? That was a pretty good chapter right there. Nothing too crazy. Oh, we got 4 people on the UbiTubi. 4 people on the UbiTubi. We got 19 on the Tiki-Talkie. I appreciate all y'all's support. All right. Do I need to wait? Do y'all want me to wait till you get to 3K and start? Or do you want me to get going now? I think I should just get going. We'll get good knowing now. If you will start. All right. Well, you'll hit 3K. That'll be 1. And then if you get to 35, we'll get you another one. All right, let's get going. Road of Bones, chapter 47. I'm going to learn to sing one day, y'all. I'm going to get singing lessons. The dreams had no ending and no beginning, blending into the unending torment from which Scylla could not wake. Her father lay on the road near Skardstad. Sorry, that was not the chick's name. Skarstad. Blood oozing from the dozen stab wounds. Oh no. Breasts rasping. He beckoned her closer. I love you like my own kin. Who were my blood parents? She's asking, lowering her ear near his lips, mouth moving. His whispers reached her ears. Yet she could never grasp the names, could never know the truth Matthias had withheld from her all these years. A thick haze descended upon her, and when it dissolved, the dream had shifted. Smoke strung her nostrils, and ash choked her throat. Exceptionally warm, and she looked down to see black tendrils pouring from her palms, embers hissing and snapping brightly within the darkness. Scylla held her arms in front of her, tingling with delight as the smoke pulled free from her hands, twisting upwards into columns of churning shadows. A sound derived her attention. A man, secured to a pillar. Please spilling from his lips. She filled with an intense feeling of righteousness, of justice. The smoke drove down his throat. The scent of burning hair and roasted flesh meeting her nose. The man screamed and Scylla smiled, dream shifting. The little blonde girl, what is that word? Coalesced. The little girl coalesced before her eyes. Coalesced. It was the same as always, footfalls bouncing the walls, growing louder as the man neared their hiding place. Listen to me, sister, said the little blonde girl. Sister, thought Scylla, hearts pounding. What? The little girl's her sister? I think I made that comment. The girl ran a hand along her cheek, drawing Scylla's attention back to her blue eyes with that familiar, elegant tilt. What will happen when I stop taking the leaves? Asked Scylla, trepidation filling her. This may be the last time you see me, whispered the little girl. Bye, Carol Ann! Bye, bitch! I'm sorry, you fucking said like two things. This whole the tide of sadness rose within Scylla. I mean, unless she's I don't know. The little girl had become the only constant. Oh, okay, maybe. No, you don't need her. You don't need her. She's a crutch. I will miss you, Scylla said quietly. Though perhaps that is strange. Try to remember me, won't you? The little blonde girl. How could I forget? Asked Scylla. The door burst open and men pouring into the room. Like always, the girl was pulled from her arms. Her hand yanked free from Scylla's. An ear-piercing scream of anguish filled the air, making goosebumps prick Scylla's flesh. Scylla stared at the girl's blue eyes and tried to memorize them. Hands wrapped around her own waist, yanking her backwards. The girl's face was serene as she was pulled away. Come and find me, sister. I need you. Shock washed over Scylla all her life. The girl had said the same thing. Don't leave me. Come and find me. It was a challenge. It was a message. I will, whispered Scylla. The fuck? When she awoke, Scylla was certain of two things. That Rune Dannon is the greatest male character in the SJM universe. And he liked people on top of his face. And so do I. One, the girl was her sister. And two, her sister was alive somewhere in the... What? Her sister was alive somewhere. What? Don't tell me the queen's her sister. Don't tell me the queen's her sister. Don't tell me the queen is Scylla's fucking sister. No. No. Okay. All right. No. No. That. She sat up, her head throbbing, was dark. A faint flicker of light dancing on the walls beside her. Walls galloping around. Scylla felt the soft mews of furs beneath her scratch of woolen wall. A tent. Scylla was in a tent. Just then the tent flaps pushed open. A shadowy form entering. You've awakened, shrieked Helga, making Scylla jump. Helga ducked her head out of the tent and called out, Hammer's awake! How long was I asleep? Asked Scylla, her voice raspy. In a sudden rush, she remembered the leaves. She had done it. She made it through the sickness that came with ending treatment. A disbelieving smile spread across her face. 2 days. Scylla's mouth dropped open. 2 days? Yes, Dula. Eternal fucking fires. You've been ill. Illis thinks it was the youngling wolf's spider bite. But we could not find any markings. Gunnar believes you reacted to something you ate. Of course, you've placed wagers on it, cunts. Nah, it's a British word. Well, actually, I can't say it's a Viking because they're not really Vikings. I don't know what to call them. But anyway, Scylla blinked. Ray had not told the Blood Axe crew of her dependence on the scourge leaves. She wasn't sure what to make of it. Have you any water? She croaked. Helga rummaged around and then pressed a water skin to her hand. Scylla swallowed greedily. Water dripped her chin and onto her dress. She did not care. Her body was so parched she felt shriveled. Hekla watched her. How do you feel? Would you like some broth? We have soup by the fire. Siggy prepared it. Scylla could hear the warning in Helga's words. We got something, okay? It might not be Edda, it's something. But it's come on, Siggy's trying. Her body felt weak, yet strangely alive. Yes, pleased to broth. But her voice trailed off. The tent. Why am I in a tent? Weather has turned brisk. We had a frost and a cold northern wind the past few days. We near the highlands now, and Ray ordered the tents dug out. More work, but the warmth is well worth it. Scylla found her cloak lying beside her bed. Her bed. She was lying on someone's bed. Whose bed am I on? But the familiar scent hit her nostrils. Jonas, I suppose the wolf has a heart after all. Hekla cackled, and Scylla was grateful the darkness concealed her blush. Scylla grouped until she found her boots, pulling them on. She then fastened her cloak around her shoulders and followed Helga through the tent flaps. Though the sun had set, the campfire lit the clearing in which they made camp. Spindly trees and robust bushes provide a little cover from the icy wind which carried a grassy scent, and Scylla stood. Her vision swam, and Hekla eased an arm around her waist, helping her behind a thicket so she could relieve herself. I said it before, I said it again. Everybody needs a motherfucking Hekla. Helga. Can't even say her name right, but we need one. Anyway, as they made their way to the fire, Scylla's chest felt full and bursting. They were all there, the whole blood axe crew, reclining lazily around the crackling fire. Her eyes flew to Jonas first, her shoulders wrapped in black fur cloak. Hair freshly shone on the sides, sitting with Elias and Gunnar in the mystific game of dice. And Jonas's head swung around, eyes locked on Scylla's. His jaws shifted slightly, his tight posture easing just a bit. I swear you better be thinking, Jonas, your thought better be being, I hope she okay, and not, I hope I can dip my tool in. I swear to God, Jonas, I'm a hammer, boomed Gunnar, clapping loudly as Helga eased Scylla onto the log near the fire. Like a cat with 9 lives. What is this? 3 lives you used up on this journey? You better start rationing. Scylla threw him a weary smile, but her gaze quickly found Ray seated near the fire. Helga's prosthetic arm was pinned between the knees as he dragged a whetstone along the claws. As their eyes met, the corners of the lips twitched. It was not a smile, but it was close as it had gotten with him. Contrary to the irritation she typically felt from Ray, she sensed something else now. Pride. Perhaps, and the same strange, unsubstantiated confidence in her he'd shown when she'd schmilled the vampire deer. It filled her with unexpected warmth. Sigrun passed her a bowl of broth, a spoon, and a knob of bread, and Scylla dug in, suddenly ravenous. As she chewed, Hekla told her the past 2 days, including the 2 men, had overtaken them, fleeing from the slattery. A shudder passed through Scylla at that. To think that the schmurderer shared the road with them, too. To think they might have passed them, might have looked upon the monster's face without even realizing it. But looking around the fire, she couldn't help but feel comforted. If she was to share the road with a schmurderer, she was certain there was no place safer for her to be than amongst the warriors of the Blood Axe Crew. Are you certain you wish to practice tonight, Dula? Scylla nodded vehemently. A full day had passed since she'd awoken from her fevers, and though her strength had not fully returned, she was filled with restless energy. This morning, when Scylla had awoken, her head was clearer than she could ever recall. Her mood was so bright, she had to wear shades. Sorry, her head was clearer than she could ever recall. Her mood was so bright, she stepped so lively. She was a more vivid version of herself. When she handed Ray his heaping bowl of porridge this morning with a bright smile, he'd grumbled about it being too early for one to be so offensively happy. She snorted. There was far less venom in his words these days. The trees surrounding the camp were clustered with corpses of thorny bush brambles filling the gaps. Tomorrow they'd reach the highlands, which marked the last stretch of the road of bones before reaching the northern junction. Copa had never felt more within reach. Now that the dishes were washed and stowed away for the evening stretch ahead of her, the carvings were gathered. Momentums. Focus, Scylla Margaret told herself. There is only one way forward, and that does not include those leaves. Let's go, girl. Words alone were not enough, however. She needed a distraction. Read the books. Scylla wanted to pull Jonas behind the brambles surrounding their camp. No, you don't. And have them distract her from these yearnings. No, you don't. Double-click it yourself, girl. You figure it out. But he was nowhere to be found. You don't need the bitch! Instead, she channeled herself into training with Hecla. There you go, and Ray, apparently, who sauntered. Ooh, look, you got Ray sauntering towards you, girl. Next, she's going to be smoldering. Get him. I'm just saying. Scylla could not suppress her groan. Do not think highly of yourself now that you laid one little vampire deer, he drawled. Scylla put a hand on her hip. And you, Ray, don't you forget, I took you down as well. Ooh, get him, girl. Ray scrubbed his black beard. I am certain you won't let me forget it. Someone must ensure you do not think too highly of yourself either, Ray. She smiled. Pleased at the way his black brows shot down, Scylla decided she'd relish in reminding him often. For your own safety, of course. It is that a man with excess pride grows blind to death at his door. Ray's eyes bored in her, and she forced herself to hold his gaze. Your father said as well, I suppose, he asked. Her brows furrowed. Yes, as I said. He was a wise man. Ray studied her intently. I began to wonder if our fathers had mutual acquaintances. Whoa! Scylla's lips parted. Do you think so? Ray stared at her heartbeat longer. It does not matter. Both are dead. Hecla cleared her throat. Shall we get started on the rear choke? Dun, dun, dun. This didn't go well last time. Are we sure we want to do a rear choke? All right. She glanced at Ray and then back at Scylla. You start with me, and if you feel ready, you can try Ray once more. Scylla shifted the balls of her feet, recalling what had happened during the last practice. But since then, she fled the vampire deer. Had gotten through 2 terrible days of scourge sickness. There was something so empowering about facing new things which frightened her. Yes, she found herself saying. They ran through the movements with Hecla performing the chokehold, Ray barking feedback. You've somehow grown slower, sunshine. Sunshine. Do you expect the enemy will wait for you to choose which foot to trip them with? And her personal favorite, you cause me to weep, woman, and it is not from happiness. All right, Hammerhand, said Ray eventually. Will you try your luck with me? Scylla took a bolstering breath and nodded. He rolled the sleeves up of his tunic, her eyes now falling on the healing marks she left upon him. Stay strong, said Ray. Be ready. You know what I will do. Always think forward. Imagine it before it happens. She nodded, widening her stance while Ray positioned himself behind her. Her heart began to beat faster as the sheer size of him. It was impossible not to think of how easily a warrior like him could end her. She let out a shaky exhale, grateful for the looser hold of Ray's arm around her neck. I've been thinking about this, said Hecla. Ray is simply too large for you to fell as you would me. Instead, you'll battle him like Hecla, rib smasher. Hecla, warned Ray. Hush, Ray. She cannot bring you down as a man would. We shall get creative. Hecla looked at Scylla, a wicked gleam in her eye. Pull the arm around your neck, then drive your fist into his groin. Wow, we got to go to nut shots already? Once you've distracted him with his pitiful male weakness. Wow, pitiful. You seem to enjoy some pitiful male weakness. Some nights, though, I'm just pitiful. Wow. Wow. Smash her elbow into his ribs. What? Hissed Scylla. I will not punch him in the groin. Thank you, Scylla. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. We can keep the fucking gloves up. Not if you value your life. Exactly. Shifting her eyes, Hecla smirked. Axe eyes grows nervous, Scylla. Use his fear as your power. Remember, the bigger the warrior, the harder they fall. Ready, Dula? No. Hecla sighed. Fie. Simply pretend to punch him in the groin. Though if your fist happened to snap back, I'm sure it would certainly be fine. Accidents happen. Do they not? Jesus, we're gonna, God, if you have an accident, sunshine, I'll make certain another vampire deer finds you without protection of my watchful eye. Woo! This is wild. You can be certain my fist will go nowhere near that Ray. She doesn't want to touch that plot hole. Hecla grinned, looking between Scylla and Ray. On three. Hecla counted down. Scylla stumbled through the motions. It was a disastrous training session, though the fact Ray flinched with each pass of a small measure of glee to her. And Hecla, apparently, you get too much enjoyment from this, Hecla, grumbled Ray. By the 15th, 20th attempt, she'd grown no more adept despite the sweat misting her brow. Let us finish for tonight and try once. Hammer has your strength back, said Hecla. God bless him. Hate! They wandered into the fire pit where Sigrun, Elias, and Gunnar huddled around a game of dice behind the windbreaker. More and more they found themselves behind the strong-rung firs to escape the northern wind, and Scylla shivered as the icy gust hit her face. 3 tents were clustered just behind the fire pit. Woolen fabric stretched across the crossbar and secured it in place with locking wedges. Inside the tent, sleeping furs were piled with blankets. Sigrid and Helga welcomed Scylla to their tent, the men pairing off to share their own. Sigrid clapped her hands together, jumping up with glee. Elias and Gunnar groaned as they dug into their pockets for coin. Count me in for the next game, said Helga, dragging a crate towards him. Scylla, you in? Perhaps later, Scylla replied. She wandered toward the tents, retrieved her cloak, stepping gingerly through the tall grass, not trying to twist her ankle. Behind the tents, the light of the fire was obscured, and she blinked as her eyes adjusted to the dim light as nearly set sun. Without warning, a hand clamped over her mouth. Her body, God damn it, Jonas! Her body clamped against her hard planes of a chest. A second arm wrapped around her stomach, pinning his arms to the side like a steel band. Scylla's eyes widened, and her heart hammered against his chest. Don't scream, rasp a voice in her ear. Dun, dun, dun! All right. Wow! You went from Jesus, y'all went crazy on, y'all were at 2? And y'all got to 40. That's 4 buttons. 4 buttons. It's impressive. 'Tis impressive, 'tis impressive. All right. While Carissa is thinking out what button she wants to press. It's like 6 or 7. That's funny. All right. So she's clean now. She's had some dreams. She said button number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That him at the end of this? Is that 5? Hang on. What number did you pick? You get that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at the end. Is that? Was that him? Is that Jonas? All right. And then you still get one more button. No? Okay. Cool. Got it. Got it. All right. Okay, that's 2 no's. We're going with that one. Right, that's what I thought. Okay, just making sure. He had his hands on fire. DW's like, no, I would know if he was a redhead. I got it. Okay. All right. What's the second button there, Carissa? What you got? What's your second choice? I got to top off my drink. She said 9. Enjoy.
I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep
She said it with thank
frontin',
God.
saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing.
All right. Woo! All right. You got 2 more. You got 2 more pushes. You got 2 more. What do we got? What do we got? 2. Oh no! Wah, wah, wah. All right. But you hit to 45, so you get 1 more button before we start the chapter. What do you got for the chapter start? 48 coming up. What do we got? You got this. Buttons are shifted now. What do you got? Oh, I love this. I love this new rule. This is so fun. This new rule is so fun. It is so good. I enjoy this. I'm not going to lie. Thank you for all the lightning bolts, everybody, and all the gifts that y'all are giving. Thank you so much for all those. All right, she said 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll enjoy this one. Right, there we go. You got 16 people. All right, so for your full button play, your goal is 36,000 likes. Well, no, 32. 32. So if you can get to 72K likes, you'll get a full button tour. Otherwise, it's 5. Every 5K, you get a button. Let's get into it. Road of Bones, chapter 48. Scylla's pulse thudded beneath his fingers. And Jonas breathed in. God damn it, it is Jonas. Allowing himself to relax at last. She'd awoken. She'd recovered from her strange affliction. And he'd feel the warmth of her body. Jonas felt his own affliction building. She's got a surprise for y'all. There is a surprise for y'all when the moment is right, just so you know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the real mommy lists. Timmy told you to. Timmy approved. Oh, that's funny. Mommy takes.
Timmy said.
Timmy said. Timmy said. Timmy.
Timmy.
I love you. All right. Thank you. Okay. Where were we? All right. She'd awoken. She'd recovered from her strange affliction. And at the feel of her warm body, Jonas felt his own affliction building. Oh, my Lord. He's such a loser. Hand splayed across her stomach and it slid. This is not a this is not a spicy one, right? I don't have to worry about nothing. I think we're good. I hope not. All right. Hands splay across her stomach. He slid it to the swell of her upper area. He felt the moment she realized it was him, driving her elbow back with a surprising force. He allowed her to wrench free. A warmth slid through them at the sight of the fire in her eyes. It pulled in his chest, dipping lower in his stomach. You frightened me, Scylla said, smacking his arms. Jonas tugged up on him, dipping down to calm her lips. There was no pause, no slow ease into this kiss. It was urgent and hungry, deliciously hot. He needed her badly. Jonas crowded her until her back brushed against the tent. God damn, personal space, Jonas, personal space. She pulled free from him, breathless. Jonas, she objects. See what I mean? Objection. No means no, bitch. She objected, but he bent. Oh my God, entering the tent and pulling her down into the soft bedding with him. Red flag committee! Red flag committee! The fuck is happening? This is not what she's asking for. It was dark inside the tent, fire flicking along the walls as Jonas had settled over. I've been waiting many days to do this. He sank his mouth into hers and greedily kneed for her, consuming him as he fumbled with the fasteners of her dress. It had been 2 days without her. Two days, you little... 2 long days of worry and misery. He needed the peace and serenity of her touch. As he tugged at over her overdress, Scylla turned her head to break the kiss. Wait, she whispered. We cannot. Oh my God! That's 1, 2, fucking 4! Why not? Because there's no why not? Jonas asked. Wicked smile spread. Because the crew, she paused. They're just there, only 10 paces away. The scenario This is for Jonas. Level 2 chode, Jonas. You are motherfucking goddamn chode. Fucking done. Over this shit with this guy. What the... I can be quiet. I'm digging a hole. I can be quiet, he murmured, kissing a hot path down her neck. Can you? He focused his kisses and lips in the area just below her ear. Each breath slightly he drew from her, driving his maddening need higher. With rage exhaled and arched into him, and she knew he had her. Is that a yes? He whispered. Yes, she panted. Heat shooting lower in his belly, Jonas yanked her dress so hard that she gasped, and then there was only frantic need to have her. You're wearing entirely too many layers, he murmured, appealing her in shift and undressing her carelessly. Something ripped, but he gave it no heed, because at last he looked down upon her bare form. I'm sorry. I'm not happy at this current moment right now. Scylla's hand curled under the hem of her tunic, tugging it over her head while grabbing for the buckle. Jonas finally came down upon her, and her skin sliding languidly against the warmth of hers. He dragged his teeth down her throat and inhaling long, jagged pulls of her scent. The tent was silent, save for the rustling of the bedding and their husky sighs. Gunnar laughed from the fire. Hekla's voice flowed in reply, and Jonas let out a soft sound, knowing they were right there. Sent heat prickling down his spine. He dragged his fingers down her center, barely stifling a groan. Gods, you've missed me, woman. Admit it. You're ready to take me so soon. Scylla reached down for him slowly with delicious strokes. It seems you've missed me as well. I guess we're filling some plot holes. As much as I enjoy the feel of your hand, he murmured, his hips buckling, this will only satisfy me right now. He pressed his fingers inside, smiling as she clenched. More, she panted, need, and the slight slur of her words told Jonas that he needed to match his own. I did miss you, he admitted in lower whispers, positioning himself. Your wicked mouth, and your I'm worried for you. I changed everything, and when I thought you might not wake, it made me want things I shouldn't. But the thought alone made me feel flayed open and vulnerable, and he could not speak the words aloud. Instead, he showed her with his body. I'm not happy with that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, I saw 4 no's and that seemed, but okay. All right. I don't know how to feel about that one. I'm sorry. I'm not happy, but I ain't like it. I hope she happy. Not happy, but I'm personally not happy. I agree. I agree. I agree. I'm Afterward, Jonas laid sprawled on the bedding, fighting for breath. Scylla tucked to his side, boneless and limp. He knew if he could see her face, she'd have a dazed surprise. Fucking bullshit, bitch tits. I'm fucking wrong. I bet you wrong. If I know Scylla like I think I know Scylla, I bet you wrong. Her face, she'd have a dazed, surprised expression, the same she'd always has in the afterglow, like she could not figure out how they got in here. He was quite sure of himself. Scylla began to shake, and Jonas slid his hand over her mouth before the laughter could bubble up. She shook uncontrollably against him, and he could not help the smile she coaxed from him. She did that. Made him smile. Made him happy. She was light and warmth, all the things a man like him did not deserve, but he was taking them all the same. Once Scylla regained control of herself, she turned and smiled up. I thought for certain they'd hear, she whispered. The tent was dark, and the light fluttered, and the fire highlighted the corner of her eyes and the slanted cheekbones of her curve of her jaw. Perfect, muttered Jonas. Trilling his fingers in her hair, for a moment he could have sworn the frown crossed her lips, but it could be gone so quickly. He couldn't be sure. You are perfect. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. You are perfect, he repeated, watching her carefully. Whatever insecurity Scylla might hold to Jonas, she was perfect, a thing he never knew he needed, a complication he'd never seen coming. Scylla brushed her knuckles against the scar of his cheek, her frown certain this time, and Jonas heard the words she did not speak. What happened to you? Exhaling, he felt that strange urge to share. After all, if anyone can understand it, it would be her. He took a deep breath and prepared to speak his greatest shame aloud. You know how it feels to be denied the lands you are rightfully yours, Curls? I wish to tell you the full story of what happened to me, to us. Scylla gave his hand a gentle squeeze. Of course she did. She was perfect, this woman. His Scylla. I smelled my father. He was hot and cold all at once, but forced himself to continue. He was a cruel man who schmeat my mother. When I was younger, I was too small, too weak to help her. So she told me to take Elias to the elm tree on the edge of our property. We climbed it, hiding from our father, watching the clouds and imagining the adventures we'd go on when we grew older. It was our safe place, the place where we dreamed of a better life. Jonas exhaled a long breath. As I grew older, I defended my mother, and it seemed only to make things worsen. He knocked the sense out of me, then returned to my mother with a new vigor. We lived in the constant fear of his anger. Dark spells, he called them, claimed it was not his fault. It was never his fault. It happened. The day it happened, he finally went too far. He schmilled her. Damn. Jonas paused, his fist clenching. Scylla's hand wrung along his arm, her touch reassuring. I sent Elias to the elm tree and returned to the house. My father was weeping over her corpse. I snapped. I pulled him off my mother and made him pay for every punch he'd ever delivered. Silence stretched between them. Jonas squeezed his eyes shut. Had he blurted them in telling this? He'd never before told anyone, not even Ray. What if she never looked at him the same? I don't give a shit, bitch. Foolish mouth kept going. We went to assembly and I placed myself at their mercy. We had witnesses, good friends and neighbors who attested to my father's violent nature. The killing of my father was ruled as just, but his killing of my mother was ruled as schmurder. Her throat bobbed. In doing so, the law speaker stripped my father of lands, confiscated all his money in the crown's name. Elias and I were left nothing without inheritance, with nothing but a black mark on our name. We decided it was best to leave our community. Only the kindness of a few friends and neighbors got us enough coin to get to Sunavik. And then we found Ray and the Blood Axe crew and began to make a name for ourselves in this kingdom. Eternal fires. He swallowed back a boulder-sized lump in his throat. He was hollow and yet lighter. It was relief to tell someone, and if anyone was to understand, it was this woman who had been unjustly stripped of whatever the fuck you just took from her, bitch, of what happened belonged to her. He watched him pick and choose his words. He opened her mouth and then braced himself for the worst. But like always, Scylla surprised him. I schmilled my mother in a way. Jonas' brow shot up and winked quickly. After a moment, he rubbed his thumb against the back of her hand and hoped she was encouraging gesture. He was dreadful at this, but for her, he'd try. It happened when I was 10. 10 years have passed, and I am still confused. Jonas sensed he was equally unsure of sharing with him, so he remained quiet. If I had not forgotten the god-forsaken dill, things might have ended differently. She licked her lips. I returned to the market to get it. There had been an eclipse, and I had forgot to place it on our basket in the excitement, so I returned to retrieve the dill while Mother prepared the bread dough. When I got home, she was gone, taken by the Clanair. Jonas tensed. A neighbor tipped them off about the Gladra in our home. Lies, of course. We had no magic. I had a troubled incident with the neighbor girl, an argument. She claimed I flared my light in my palms, but I did not. It was a ripple in the pond, an errant flash of light off the water's surface. She was flightly girl, wildly imaginative. And she told her parents, who told the Clanair, that the most troublesome parts in all this, they claimed, was my mother confessed that it was she who flashed the light. She told them she searched for the words, Ashbringer. I don't even know what such a thing is. But I do know my mother was not it. She was no Gladry. She frowned. What could she hope to gain by telling them this? I do not understand. To protect me from their scrutiny? I've pondered it so many times. Had I been home, I could have explained about the pond and the flash of light. I could have defended her. Her voice had grown hollow, her eyes haunted. The next time I saw her, she was strung on a pillar, shackled and bridled. I cannot forget her eyes, her beautiful shining green eyes. I could tell she wishes for me to look away, but I refuse. I wanted her to see someone in that crowd that loved her. I watched the whole thing. I watched her die. I was forced to cast a stone. I helped end her life, Jonas. She trembled, and he pulled her stomach, twisting. He did not know what to say, so he held her tightly as several silent minutes passed. Scylla pulled back and looked up at Jonas with wild, honest eyes. You're a good person, Jonas. Nah. He choked. Her mouth was set on a hard line. You are. I see it in the way you care for your brother. Her brows furrowed. I do not know anyone would do if you've done for him. He stared at her in silence. You're a good man, Jonas. Nah. I'm not a good man, Curls. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. He drew a lock of her hair from her face and pushed it back. But you make me feel as though I could be one. You could possibly be one if you fucking... Anyway, Scylla blinked at him. His chest felt too small for his heart. What? She asked. Why do you look at me like that? He brought up his lips to hers in a sleep-dough kiss. Jonas pulled back, leaning his forehead. I want to see you after Istri. What if I came to Copa and paid you a visit? He ran a hand along her smooth curve of her cheek. Would you like that? She nodded, and Jonas was an eagle, soaring through the air, unburdened and free. Sitting, he rummaged through the discarded breeches he'd found until he found it. I made something for you, he whispered, pressing a disc to her palm. His stomach burned as he watched her hold it, the flickering light. The layered triangular symbols were shaded against the dark grain of the wood, a leather strap dangling from a small hole cut in top of it. It's like your talisman, she whispered, looking up at him. I want you to have it, Jonas studied her carefully. Something to hold on to while we were apart. Do you like it? He found himself holding his breath. I love it, Jonas, he said, running her thumb along the grooved voices, but there was something buried in her words, something he could not identify. It's beautiful. You have such a talent for woodcraft. Is Carissa leaving? Oh no, she's leaving. Why is she leaving? Why is she leaving? Oh, is she going to bed? Night, girl. Good night. Good night. Taking the talisman from her, gently drew the leather strap over her head, settling the disc above her heart. Warmth flooded his chest at the sight of her in that talisman. He leaned down to kiss her, but was interrupted by Gunner's loud bellow. Attack! Ready for an attack! Something comes! Dun, dun, dun! What the fuck? I am at side quested up! Enjoy! Who? Okay, Carissa, the button... Courtney is the button keeper now. Okay, I see. Okay. Oh, you got to 57. Okay, so you didn't quite get there. So we were, what we say? You were 40. You get 3 buttons. 3 buttons. Hey, Sam, how we doing? Courtney, you get 3 buttons. 3 buttons. 3 buttons. Boom, 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 boom. She said 2, 5, and 8. I'm going to go ahead and go to 8.
Make you kneel, watch you break. I take whatever I decide to take. Leave my mark so everybody sees that you only worship on your fucking knees. Pull your hair and tell you you're my whore. Hurt you till you're begging me for more. Yeah.
And unfortunately, here's 5. Oh, no! We're moving them again. We're moving them again. Womp, womp, womp. That's up, love. 5 was the chode on that one, but that's why I went ahead and gave you 8 first. I gave you 8 first. Okay, buttons are moved. Buttons are moved. We are at 58. All right, so we got to get to 60, 90. 90 for a full display. 90 for all of them. 5 per. Chapter 49. We're under attack. I need a helmet. Where is my helmet? My helmet is much on. Ah. Ah. Woo. Ah. I got Ernisha. Ernisha got a helmet, y'all. That's right. Let's get into it. Woo! Hope everybody can see her. My helmet got a helmet. That is right, folks. The helmet. I'm going to have to tighten the chin strap next time. It's getting so loose now. All right, folks. Let's get into it. I'm trying to read these stories. What are you doing? I'm trying to read the stories. What are you doing? Boiled rotten.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to read chapter 49, The Road of Bones. Let's get to it. Yeah, she is feeding y'all for real. I feel less upset. All right.
It's for the mental healing.
The mental healing from 80. I get it. I understand. Let's get into it. Chapter 49, Road of Bones. Scylla's fingers dug into Jonas's forearms as the words sank into her. Attack. They were under attack. 1,000 questions flooded her mind. Who? How many? And most importantly, why? Or was it the Queen's men? Had they found her? What should I? Scylla asked, blinking rapidly as she watched Jonas yank on his clothes. You know, just think, if he would have listened to her, not done anything with her, he would already be dressed. You know what he could have done is when she said no, he could have said, okay, I respect that. Instead, I made this shiny little disc from you. And think how much nicer that would have went. Jackass. I'm just saying, sorry. Digressing. Focus. We're under attack. Stay here, he growled, pulling on his tunic. Do not leave the tent. Her stomach twisted into knots as she watched him dress. The closeness they just shared, they felt connected to him. And dread filled her at the thought of harm befalling him. Be safe, she whispered. His eyes locked into hers, stern and serious and fearless. He leaned into her, his hands cupping jaw and pressed to her lips. And you, he said softly. Her chest squeezed, but the sound of splitting wood diverted her attention. Go, she urged him. You must go. Firelight on the tent wall darkened as the figures rushed by. Yells of the Blood Axe crew filling the air. Stand strong, growled Ray from beyond the tent wall. Shields up! Spears at the ready! Distinctive sounds of blades knocking against the wooden shields filled the air, and Jonas cursed as he fumbled with the buckets of armor. Jonas bellowed Elias, Where in the arse end of the wilderness are you? I have a spear, you dumb cunt. It's a Road of Bones ward, tick-tock. Here, Jonas replied, fastening the battle belt, then rushing from the tent. Coming! That's what she said. A rush of cold wind rushed Scylla from her numbness, and she pulled on her underdress. A hideous clicking sound made her hand pause mid-motion. What is that? She whispered. Aim for the guts, bellowed Ray. Avoid the fangs. Do not get separated. Fangs? Fangs? A shrill sound filled the air, catching each hair off the back of Scylla's neck, standing it on end like furs of a frightened cat. Shaking her head, she found her overdress and yanked it on, then groped for her dagger, unsheathing it shakingly. Where's Scylla? Demanded Hecla, and Scylla's stomach turned over. I'm here, she called out, in a tent. In the tent. Stay there, barked Ray. Do not come out, you'll only get in the way. Another screech. Ah! Louder now, as whatever it was had just broken through the clearing. Elias bellowed and Hecla screamed. The sound of battle filled the air. Grunts scratching and soul-piercing screeches of whatever it was that attacked the Blood Axe crew. The tensions in her blood knotted tighter and her heart thundering in her ears. It was that when she saw it, a flash of white light. At first, Scylla thought it'd have come from the outside of the tent, from the creatures. But with slow drawing horror, she realized that it was not coming from outside the tent at all. It came from her! What the fuck? Scylla felt as though she was outside her body, looking down at a disheveled girl with pure white light. What? She swirled. What the fuck? From the underside of her forearms, what in the eternal fire, she murmured, a dagger falling from her grasp. The sound of battle beyond the tent grew muted. Her world focused on this thing. This wondrous yet damning white light. It was impossible, and yet there it was. She touched a finger to her skin, grasping the coolness. Was this magic? Was the Guldra swimming in her veins? Her memories flashed back to the conversation she held moments before. She claimed I flared light from my palms. No, Scylla murmured. Cold realization dragged down her spine. The leaves had worn off. Side effect, blocking of Jarn prevented users from priming. Scylla hadn't understood this sentence, had mused it over time and time again, but now, looking down at her arms, understanding, shock through her. Whatever the words meant, they were related to magic. The leaves had suppressed her magic. Scylla was Galdra! and things started sliding into place. Her mother's confession, the flash of light, the way Scylla and her father had fled from Clanair, the leaves. Scylla's mind was like a cup filled with the brim, beginning to spill over the sides as she stared at the light pulsing from her veins. She understood nothing except this meant trouble, more trouble. Strike, bellowed Ray, and the firelight winked out, reeling. Scylla was dragged back in the moment. It was utter chaos out there. Insect-like chittering. Its squeal, Hecla's scream of fury, the thunk of shields knocking together, and Ray continual commands. She forced in a deep breath, reaching for her dagger. Tent was her only warning. Scylla's muscles tent. Her gripped around the dagger tightened, and then the tent roof was driven down, a massive form knocking onto her back. The iron crossbars bent like twigs, the cloth shredded as though it was parchment, and cold night air rushed over her. The light from her exposed forearms spilled upward, landing on the glinting rows of daggers, sharp fangs, each as long as her foot. The creature shrieked. Its rancid breath smelled of death, rotting things, and the teeth snapped down at her, gashing together inches from her face. Move, she thought, rolling onto the stomach and clawing across the tent floor. The walls collapsed in, the woolen fabric thick and cumbersome to push through, her neck prickling with the premonition of danger, and Scylla rolled onto her back, the creature striking where moments before the beastly thing recoiled, looking down upon her. From this angle, Scylla saw 8 eyes, what the fuck, glowing like embers of fire, shaggy gray fur covering an enormous body. A wolf spider, she realized, but it was too late for the knowledge to help. As it lunged at her with unnatural speed, she swung her dagger, but it hit empty air as the creature recoiled with an ear-shattering The sound was so horrid, so hideous. She yearned over her, covered her ears, but her training with Hecla taught her better. Rising to her feet, Scylla caught the sight of a spear protruding from the creature's belly, black ichor oozing from the wound. The creature thrashed, its face passing inches from her. Unflinching, Scylla saw her chance, and she waited, counting. 1, 2, 3. She lashed out her dagger, slashing across a row of eyes. The spider scuttled backwards with a screech. The Ray was there, wrenching the spear free, shoving it back from its underbelly. Black liquid gushing from the spider, and with one last shriek, the creature's legs bent, and it crashed to the ground. Ray rolled free and ducked beneath the shield with not a heartbeat's time to spare. Wasting no time in charging back into the fray, having a breath, Scylla choked on the putrid scent of decay, covering her nose as she took stock of her surrounding. 2 giant spider corpses filled the clearing. One tent collapsed, the wagon tipped on its side, and the blood axe crew huddled behind a shield wall near a 3rd giant spider at the far end of the glade. The shield wall opened as Ray darted inside. The spider raised its head, red eyes looking directly at Scylla. Shallowing, it glanced at her forearm. The light, the god's darn light, was drawing the spider to her. She yanked her dress sleeves down, but spilled faint from beneath the fabric. How did she turn it off? How did she? The spider stepped toward her, right over the shield wall with a collective bellow. 5 spears thrust upward into the spider's underside. Relief rushed through Scylla as the beast crashed to the ground with a bone-shaking thud. But it was short-lived. Her arms were glowing, and the crew would no longer be distracted. Whirling, she rushed to her tent, thankfully intact, and she crawled inside. Light illuminated her surroundings, and she quickly found her cloak and the pair of wolfskin gloves which Hecla had loaned her. Her hands shook as she pulled the gloves onto her hand, slipping her arms into the fold of a cloak. Scylla emerged from the tent, coming face to face with a human known as Axe Eyes. "Did you light a goddamn torch in the tent?" he seethed. "You foolish woman. The wolf spider is drawn to light. You could have been killed." Scylla swallowed. "Yes," she silently prayed. Her cloak and gloves shielded the light from his view. He scrubbed his head over his face. "It's as though you have a death wish. I did not hesitate, she reminded him. I did not cower much. I slashed its eyes. Despite the moonless night, Scylla could see the subtle flex in Ray's jaw. So you did. He flexed slowly. Well done. It was diversion enough for me to get a killing blow in. As her mouth dropped open, Ray whirled and strode toward the Blood Axe crew. Reluctantly, Scylla eased towards the crew. The wagon had been set upright and lurched to its side, parts of the undercarriage damaged. They spent the next hour setting the contents of the wagon back in place and salvaging what they could from the damaged tent. After a heated discussion on whether it might draw more wolf spiders, they decided to burn the wolf spider corpse and rid the glade of the horrid scent. The Blood Axe crew washed the spider gore from them in shifts. Thankfully, Scylla had managed to avoid stinking black sludge and did not need to risk unveiling her arms. Instead, she set to reheating the evening's meals, leaving over the fire and preparing the hot cups of Rua and the battle-weary warriors one by one. The Blood Axe crew settled along the fire. It was late, but the residual energy seemed to linger in the blood as they recounted the glory of the fight. Scylla dazedly listened to the crew discuss the strange smell and the red eyes of the wolf spiders, and whether this might be linked to the unusual red eyes the skull gungar and they encountered those days before. Putrid, rotting, ickiness. After a meal had been served and dishes washed up, Scylla settled onto a log, tugging her hood around her face as she stared into the dancing flames. It had been a long night, and she'd been weary before the attack. Now she was beyond running on air. Just as she readied herself to make her excuses, Ray spoke. "Why were you in Jonas's tent?" he asked in his deep, rumbling voice. The conversation around the campfire stuttered and then died. Scylla's body grew numb, her heart thudding in her ears as all eyes fell upon her. She stammered. Her eyes met Jonas's across the fire, pinched and tight. The chaos with the spiders, with the light in her forearms. She'd forgotten entirely about this. Fool, she thought. He should have known Axe Eyes wouldn't miss that detail. "Let us ask Jonas," said Ray in a cool voice. "Why were you in the tent with Scylla, Jonas? Why did it take you so long to join us for battle?" Jonas cleared his throat, but did not answer. Ray produced a flask from his pocket and took a deep swig, wiping his mouth on his sleeve. "I knew it couldn't have been what you were all thinking, Jonas, as I recall strictly ordering you not to do so." Scylla chewed on her cheek, staring at the flames and wishing they could turn her to ash. "Someone had best start talking," snapped Ray. Jonas exhaled. "Scylla and I are," he shrugged. A natural stillness followed his non-confession. Ray frowned. "What?" prompted Helka. "You're what?" "Fucking!" exclaimed Jonas. "We're fucking, all right. Merciful gods, we're grown adults. I don't make this into some scandalous thing." "Jonas!" moaned Scylla, clapping her hands over her eyes. The incredulous stares of the crew burnt her skin like the fiery pokers. "Red flag committee! Red flags like a mother... What? This fucking guy... I thought he was cool for like 10 chapters. Fucking guy. Could you not say in some other way, in any other way? "Dula," groaned Hecla, a hand on her forehead. "I warned you about him." "I know," said Scylla, pressing her lips together as Jonas threw a murderous glare at Hecla. "And I took that into consideration. Did you?" Hecla turned her glare on Jonas. "You heard her, Wolf, and you'll have me to answer to." "Oh, for the love of the stars," murmured Scylla, closing her eyes. "How long?" asked Ray, his voice cold and hard as iron. Muscle in Jonas' jaw flexed. "Since before Skilla Ridge." "You lied to me," muttered Ray, starting at Jonas. "Why, Jonas? Why do you dishonor me like that? Why do you dishonor your crew?" "I meant no dishonor." "You lied to me," growled Ray. The vein in his temple pulsed, and Scylla swallowed hard. "You went against my orders. Your orders were foolish," snapped Jonas, his voice rising. Ray stood, stepping away from the fire and crossing his arms over his chest. You dig yourself in a deeper hole, Jonas, and it's not a good hole. You are a fool, to be sure. A fool who cannot master his own desires. You've gone too far this time. We agreed to protect her, and instead you've taken advantage of her alone and mourning her father. Hallelujah! Raise a good one. Jonas is a chode. With sharp inhale, Scylla stared at Ray. Jonas's hand curled into a fist. It's not like that. I simply offered myself up as a distraction, and she accepted. Ray shook his head slowly, rolling his sleeves up of his tunic. Own your mistake, Jonas. Take back your honor. Jonas's face transformed, pupils dilating so wide his eyes looked back. He stood and strode over to Ray, their faces bare inches apart. You want me to say it? Snarled Jonas. I did it. I went against your order and lied to your face. But I did not force her. Well, I mean, you kind of, maybe that's debatable. And you want her, and I care for her? Punish me as you must, Axe Eyes, said Jonas with the glower, but I would do it all over again. I would not change a thing. You actually care for her? Do you? Do you? Jonas and Ray stared at one another, two warriors chest to chest. Ray's jaws flexed as he appeared to consider his options. You know I cannot stand for the lies in this crew. We will settle it in the old ways, with fists. Ray dropped his battle belt in the ground, and the blades landing with a resounding clank. Jonas glazed, fitted Scylla, and then back to Ray. Very well, he said, dropping his own weapons. Wait, Scylla started, standing, but it was too late. Chaos descended from Ray's, lunged at Jonas, and brought him down to the ground. The warriors rolled in the storm in fists and elbows. I don't want this, she yelled, her stomach twisting as Ray's fists collided with Jonas's cheeks. Stop it, you fools! Scylla turned to the Blood Axe crew for support, but she was met with an impatient set of amber eyes. Dula, tell me Jonas is not Asger. Oh, God, please. He pleased me. Ow! Many times Hecla dragged a hand down her face. It makes sense now. In my defense, there was a man named Asger. Yeah, that sold you out because Jonas, murmured Scylla's guilt panicking in her stomach. Jonah threatened to smash his face in. Scylla! Exclaimed Hecla. Her eyes narrowed on Scylla. How could you keep this from me on this boring road with nothing exciting ever happens? I thought us friends. Believe me, Helga, I wanted to tell you. Her voice trailed off as Jonas landed a fist of Ray's stomach. Must they do this? She asked, gesturing helplessly to the wrestling warriors. Helga shrugged. It's their way. Scylla's eyes met with Sigrun across the fire, the small blonde woman curving her smile with her hand. She sent Scylla a knowing look as she shook her head softly. It seems to say, I've been waiting for this. You're the woman that kept me up on the longest day, accusing Elias. Ah! Ha! That was funny as fuck. Longest day accused Elias, diverting her attention. What just popped up on the screen? Did something pop up on a screen somewhere? I thought I saw something pop up. Anyway, Scylla's cheek warmed. I cannot hear it, he said, dramatically putting on the hand. This is like discovering your little sister and older brother have been sneaking off. What? What the heck? Scylla crossed her arms over her chest. Elias, we're not related, so Jonas has been nailing our hammer. Boomed Gunner. Sigrun made a quick succession of hand gestures. Elia interpreted. Sigrun asked how many strokes of his axe did it take. Paved by the wolf, and yet you live. Gunner added. Did he make you howl? The crew erupted with laughter. Scylla groaned, rubbing her forehead. You're children, all of you. Yes, they are children. Welcome to the life of fighters. Elias shook her head, a smile on his face. I would not pick it, he mused. You and my brother, but perhaps you will be good for him. Perhaps you'll divert his attention from money and vengeance. His eyes grew distant. This is fucking wild. Exhaustion overwhelmed Scylla's night. Events have taken the toll. I've seen enough, she said, raising to an unsteady feet. Good night. Scylla sent a look at distaste at the men rolling on the ground. Man, boy, she muttered, stalking off towards her tent. This is fucking wild. When Scylla awoke the next morning, she was sweltering hot, and the reason became quickly apparent. 1, a large male warrior wrapped around her, and 2, she still wore her gloves and cloak. Glancing over her shoulder at Jonas, Scylla's stomach twisted. A purpling blues broomed on his cheekbone. His knuckles were raw and split. He told the whole Blood Axe crew that he cared for her, had traded fists with Ray. Scylla chewed her lip. The twist of her stomach coiled tighter. She did not wish to create turmoil in the Blood Axe crew and hated that she had. God, I don't think he's worth it. I don't think he's fucking worth it. It had been a tight fit with the three women in the tent, but the added male warrior, they were all nearly piled to one another. Oh, it was all four of them? What the fuck? Oh my God, decided she was safe. A gentle nudge in the sleeve, Scylla exhaled. Beneath the skin was pale and dull, no shimmer, no churning white light. Removing Jonas's arm, Scylla wiggled out from the cocoon of his body and crawled from the tent. The cool morning air kissed her skin, and Scylla sighed in relief. Biting her lip, she looked down at her arms. What had cursed the light had gathered in the first place, and why had it stopped? Tight fit. I see what you did there. You will not remove the gloves until you reach Copa, she vowed to herself. Skegrim sheltered those who fled the clean air. Perhaps she would know how to help with her in this magic. Frowning, she shook her head slowly. She was nothing but more trouble. She should not have quit the leave. She shouldn't have listened. Yeah, you should have been listening to Ray the whole goddamn time. Looking up to the sky, Scylla sighed at another day, the sun choked by the gray clouds. In the light of the morning, the aftermath of the spider attack looked even grimmer. The stems of the young tree snapped in half, shredded wool and snapped iron bars of the flattened tent, the wagon tilting unnaturally to the side. Lone figure sat before the fire, wolf pelt wrapped around the shoulders, coarse curls catching the light what came through the clouds. With the sigh, Scylla approached. Sinking down across from Ray, she took in the darkened bruise from his swollen cheekbone and frowned. I'm sorry, she said. I did not mean to come between you. I meant you no dishonor. Scylla hesitated. I was lonely, she added. He made me forget. She felt she owed him this explanation. Why was she unsure? Ray glowered at the moment, then poked a low burning fire with the stick. It popped. Sparks floated skyward. I thank you for the concern for me, she tried. It is not concern for you, sunshine, Ray bit out. That is your business, and you will be gone soon enough. But I must maintain honesty amongst my warriors. A difficult task when such when such a dishonest person travels with us. I am not the only one with secrets, she thought, though quietly sparking anger, but she did not voice it aloud. Silence stretched between them for a long moment before Ray spoke. We must go to the next town, a place by the name of Suktur, and seek repairs for the wagon. The wheel does move, but it catches on the wagon body with each turn. Very well, she said. What can I do to help? You can prepare the day meal, Ray said in an even voice. Scylla nodded and retreated to fetch water for porridge. Man! That's some bullshit. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I understand she's like, I don't know. I don't agree with it. All right, where are we at? 72. Where are we at? 77. Is that enough? Was that enough for all of them? No. What did we start? No, you started at 48 and you were at what I say you had to get to. Exactly. She's young. She's only 20 winners. She's only 20 winners. It's okay. But I'm trying to remember. I got to write the buttons down. First love. We're going with first love. It was 90 for the go around. That's right. I see. I see why we dislike Jonas now. I agree. I agree why you dislike Jonas. I agree with the dislike of Jonas. I still don't understand the Skadra. But anyway, okay. Where are your okay, so you get 5, 10, you get 4 buttons. 4 buttons before the last chapter. 4 buttons. Courtney, what do you do? I have shuffled them up for you. Bum, bum, bum. What do we got? Ooh, we're at 21 people on the Tiki-Talkie and 3 on the Yubi-Tubi. I can agree with that. I understand why she might defend him. she feels that way. She not smart enough to see what he did. I agree with that. Jonas should have known better. I think that much true. All right, Courtney. What we got, Courtney? 4 buttons. What do we got? Up. Oh, she said, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll start with 5. We'll go.
Rune
There's
Dannon,
one.
Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
3. And womp womp. All right, let's mix the buttons up one more time for one more chapter. Bum ba-da-dum, ba-bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-ba-da-ba-da-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. All right, here we go. We're gonna wait till you get to 80K. At 80K, we'll start the next chapter. I'll give you a button and we'll start the next chapter. If you can get to 100K, we'll do a full tour. 100K for the full tour. Let's get to that 80K. That's, y'all should be able to do it. That's like 1,000 per. Y'all can handle it. Let's hurry up, hit that 80K, and then we got chapter 50 to finish out for the evening. All right, what are you gonna pick? What you gonna pick, Courtney? That way we've already got it preloaded. Don't pick 8. What you got? Boom, 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 boom. 80K is 1. She said, I got you. She said, I can't do it again. Oh, I think the YouTube seems to be way late tonight. I think something. Yeah. All right. Here you go. Rune at 80K.
Rune Dannon, Crown
And
Prince
then
of the
we'll get
Valbaran
into
Fae.
chapter 50. All right. If y'all get to 100K before we get to the end of this chapter, you get a full tour. If not, 5 per. Let's get into it. Chapter 50, The Road of Bones. As the Blood Axe crew entered the highlands, the cover provided by the trees and brambles vanished, and they braced against the ice-tinged wind. It frosted the coils of Scylla's hair, filling her with trepidation. How cold would it be in Copa? Would she be able to weather the long, bleak winters of the north? Thankfully, her worries were tempered by the beautiful sight. Rolling hills of green grasses streaked with vibrant purple heather. It was only an hour before they rolled to Suktor, a mid-sized town. It bristled with people settling about their morning routines. The scent of the freshly baked bread beneath the hay and horse irons, and the smells of the town that was busy enough to set Scylla's teeth on edge. Pulling up the hood of her borrowed cloak, Scylla sank lower on the horse. She shared with Jonas with the undercarriage of the wagon damaged. She'd ridden with him and lessened the weight the horse had to pull. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube is way off. I wonder if I fucked up my settings something. Anyway, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. The poor animal's pristine white coat was already lathered in sheen with sweat. Apples and carrots for you tonight, thought Scylla. They rode along the main street of Suktor, passing shops and inns, timbered sides, homes, and mead halls which had been seen better days. 3 V-shaped pillars stretched toward the sky as they passed through the central town of the square. 10 or so clenary clustered before them. A shiver ran down her, and though she held her gaze on the horse's mane, the town had strange feeling that Scylla did not like. They rode out to the square in silence, stopping before a woodcrafter's shop. The Blood Axe crew, thank you all for the gifts, dismounted, milling about while Ray battered with craftsmen inside his shop. Scylla, meanwhile, searched her surrounding from beneath the shade of her hood. The central road was busy. Shopkeepers sweeping their stoops and rearranging displays. Livestock and people walked about. Energy and movement around her. No one paid heed to her. But still, she could not shake the feeling of being watched. A large hand slid around her hip, and she was pulled back into Jonas's warmth. "Curls," he whispered in her ear. "What troubles you?" "Nothing," she lied, her eyes unable to stop searching for anything out of place. "Thank you for the gifts." Jonas caressed the wooden talisman hanging around her neck. "I like seeing you in this. I still find this pairing a little strange," said Elias, watching them warily. "Get used to it, brother," said Jonas. There is such certainty in his voice. Swallowing, Scylla looked away. It was then that she felt it. Needle-sharp prickles crawling down her neck. Shaking away from Jonas, Scylla looked down the road towards the central square of Suktor. The woman warrior wore furs over her shirt and chainmail, a shock of copper hair gleaming in the light. "Ah, shit, son." Scylla blinked to clear her vision. It cannot be, she thought. "Oh, God, it's fucking Skadra, isn't it? God damn it, it's not. It's Skadra. Ah! I wanted you to be good." I watched Ray push her off the ridge. Scylla, Jonas's voice muffled with the pounding of her heart. The warrior woman's eyes were upon the Blood Axe crew, but they meandered down the road, landing on Scylla. Their gazes locked. Scylla's breath grew shallow, and the woman strode towards her. Some finally snapped into place. This was no vision. However impossible it was, the woman was real. And she was coming for Scylla. Panic rose in her throat. The assassin would out her, would spill her secrets to the Blood Axe crew and ruin her chances of getting to safety. Scylla needed to draw her away from them, then evaded her. "I require some air, some quiet," she heard herself tell Jonas. Her voice sounded pinched, unnatural. "I shall return in a moment." "Do you wish for some company?" asked Jonas, concerned in his voice. "No," said Scylla, "just some time alone with my thoughts." Scylla stepped back, then turned to her hand, hasting down the turned road. She turned into a laneway so narrow she brushed her hands along the buildings on each side. A flash of light diverted her attention, her eyes shooting down the light. It was back, churning from her wrists. Quickly, she drew them into the folds of her cloak. Why, of all the times this light to appear, did it do so now when danger was present? Because it's like, is it like Frodo's sword? Is it a warning? Would it lead the assassin straight to her? Ducking beneath the strung of linens, Scylla zagged between the closely constructed homes of narrow spaces opening in yards enclosed by whittle fences. Picking up a run, Scylla leaped over one of the fences, her cloak snagging on a sharp end of a willow branch. "Oh, porridge. Porridge? Oh, porridge, that's the words we're choosing?" she whispered, turning to lift her cloak loose. Movements between the homes caught her eyes, and she stilled. Hair, orange as flames, materialized from the woman stepping into the lawn. She stopped, a smile curving her lips. "You can run, little Galdra, but you cannot hide from me," said the assassin. She was waiting. Scylla realized, waiting for her to run. Waiting for this sick game of cat and mouse to continue. Panic overwhelmed her. She felt, and Scylla's feet refused to move, and for a heartbeat, the two women stared at one another. And then Scylla ran. She shook loose from her cumbersome cloak, abandoning it into the garden, and with all the strength she had, she hurled over the second whittle fence, tearing between the two closely spaced homes. She spilled into a narrow laneway. Disorientated, Scylla let the knowing place in her stomach chose for her, guiding her back out onto the main street of the town. Clutching her glowing forearms against her chest, Scylla was thankful to see the light pouring from her was muted. Footfalls beat to the dirt-trodden road behind her, and she knew the assassin was close, was gaining for her. For all her training, she was no warrior. She was just a kitchen girl. It was inevitable that the warrior would catch her, and she knew her only chance was to hide. Hazarding a glance over her shoulder, Scylla caught a glint of silver as the assassin unsheathed its blade. Her shoulder rammed hard into a man who cursed at her as she stumbled back. "Sorry," Scylla managed, pushing past him and drove down the road, 20 paces ahead of her, and the shepherd ushered a group of sheep destined for the market, 24 more cloudy fleeces filling the street. Scylla saw her opportunity. A fresh wave of energy powered over her limbs, and she dug into the new depths, darting around them just as the flock spanned the street. His breath sawed in and out as a breath dart down the street. Urgency. This was her chance to find a place to hide. A building loomed ahead of her, taller than all the others in town. Its spire stretched high to the skies, and once where she had been, Sunville's sunburst, and now sat in the large ravine. Temple, gasped Scylla. Her feet slowed and she glanced back. The assassin struggled with the flock of sheep, the shepherd yelling at the hefted voice of wooden cook. People had gathered around watching the red-haired warrior in curiosity. Turning back to Sunvlad's temple, Scylla pushed to the boarded-up door to no avail. Without allowing herself a second chance to guess, she ran along the side of the temple into a large, grassy rear courtyard scattered with several outbuildings. A set of stairs led up to the second boarded-up door as the temple of the... At the rear of the temple, wooden planks gapped widen at the base. Lunging up the stairs, Scylla pulled to the board. Falling upon her backside, it came loose all at once. She threw herself at the door, yanking it open and closing it as silently as possible behind her. She was in Sunvlad's temple. Scylla was staringly aware she'd never stepped foot in such a place. Inside, it was dark, light spilling between the cracks of the boarded-up windows from beneath the doors. The undiluting light from Scylla's forearms further illuminating the abandoned space. The temple was dusty and in despair. Debris rubbled scattered upon the lightened patches of the wooden floor, suggesting where benches and altars might have once sat. Alcoves which once might have housed statues of the gods were filled with piles of crumbled stone. The walls were gouged with bite marks of axes as though furious men had tried and failed to bring down the Sunvlad's home. Sunvlad, protect me, whispered Scylla, inspecting the room from a hiding place. Mala, grant me courage. She crept toward the shadowed corner where shards of broken timber were piled. Mara, bless me with wisdom. She lifted her elbow, shining her light upon the heap. Planks with protruding rusted nails were piled with splintered charred arms, but beneath the debris, an angular shape to the floor caught Scylla's eye. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you, MJ. Thank you so much. With as much spread and stealth as she could muster, she pushed the debris aside, revealing a faint outline what made her heart leap. A trapdoor. Dropping to her knees, Scylla dug her fingers into the floorboards. Working around, she could grasp onto a square of flooring. With a tug, it lifted and slid aside. Blood rushed in her ears as she sheared at the black hole below. "Come out, little Galdra," called the warrior from behind the door. "I know you're in the house of the old gods." With a deep breath, Scylla dropped below. Her feet hit the uneven ground, and thankfully, when pressed to the tips of her toes, she was able to reach up and slide the trapdoor in place. Darkness engulfed her, lit only by the light glowing from her forearms. It was cold and smelled like old things. Musty, long-dead things. Scylla was in the crypt. God damn it, baby Jesus, in the crypt? What is happening? This is not good, guys. This is not good. Holding her forearms aloft, Scylla took her surrounding, a small square room, a small stone pillar in the center of it, images of the guards carved in full, Sunville on a steed with fire, Milla with their sword of frostbite, Marla riding her winged horse, Starge pouring a pitcher of stars from above, Hawbrook in hawk form soaring over a battle with his hammer clutched in beak, and Myrakur peering up from his dark cave, the eternal fires burning from the braziers on either side of him. "Move," half-wit Scylla chested herself, forcing her feet onward. She did not have time to admire the artwork long thought dead. If she wished to live, she needed to move. 4 stone-hewed doorways led from each wall of the chamber, and she rushed down the central one. Her stomach clenched as she heard the distinctive grating of the wood. The trap door sliding open. "I can smell your fear," called out the warrior woman. "I have already said it. You cannot hide from me. I will find you no matter what. It is my gift, little Galdra." Reaching for a fork, Scylla pushed down the leftmost tunnel, raising her forearms to cast light. Gravel crunched underfoot as she pounded down the passageway. How far did these corridors stretch? Could they lead to an exit? Could she escape before this woman caught her? Scylla's light bellowed and swelled, and she cursed herself again. How could she hide in the darkness with this light? No cloak to shield from her detection. She was foolish, and her fortune had finally run out. She'd been caught. Killed. Welcome, May. Thank you for the gifts. Scylla stumbled into an open space in the high ceiling circular with the room, no exit. The walls of this room had a strange sort of masonry about them. Oddly shaped rocks fitted together, precariously as though they were even not mortared in place. As Scylla surveyed the room, panic crawled through her limbs. A dead end. There was no exit. Her eyes filled upon the venting hole in the base of the wall. Could she squeeze into it? She ran to it, placing her hand to the wall as she ducked her head into the hole and cranked her neck upward. Daylight, distantly above, but a trickle of fresh air. Her heart leapt. The stone she braced herself crumbled upon the ground. Righting herself, Scylla looked down and gagged. She spun in a circle, her heart a loud drum beat in the ear. The walls of this room were not made from stone. Bones were neatly stacked from floor to ceiling, assembled together like an intricate puzzle. The entire structure looked perilous, as though it would crumble down at any movement. Leg bones filled the majority of the space, with skulls, interspersed skulls. Interspersed skulls, yep. What was that horrid place? I see you found the ossuary, said the red-haired warrior, stepping into the room. Scylla whirled, drawing her dagger as her back hit the wall of bones near the small opening. The woman was taller and broader than Scylla, and she moved with the gale of a confident warrior. Her red hair was again braided and rose along the side of her skull, a predatory glint in her blue eyes. There was an arrogance about her as she leaned against the wall, unbothered by the bones of Scylla's obvious distress. A plane took shape in Scylla's mind. It was mad and desperate, and her only chance to escape. As the warrior's eyes fell upon Scylla's forearms, her brows lifted. I see you're finally revealing your true nature. Stay back, started Scylla. Her dagger slashed out. Easy now, Scylla. Let her believe you are a cornered cat. The warrior held up her hands. Calm yourself, girl. You and I are more alike than you could ever believe. I doubt that, Scylla snapped. The warrior chuckled, crossing her arms over the chest. We've not been properly introduced. I am Skadra, and I, too, have a gift. This is no gift, said Scylla.
So, Mom kept saying she had cankles, so I fixed her ankles.
Oh, that's funny. Stop.
Okay, they're not that bad.
They need to come a little. They're a little cankly.
A little bit.
They're a little cankly. They're a little cankly. They're a little
She's
cankly.
giving her, like, water beetle with shoes on.
They're a little cankly.
Just a little bit, but that's how I draw.
I understand, but they're cankly.
They're not that cankly.
They're cankly. We've not been properly introduced. I am Skadra, and I am a good person. And I have a gift, too. This is no gift, said Scylla, nodding her arms. This is a curse. That is a death sentence. Perhaps so, mused Skadra. They do not make us fight to survive. Us, the word settled in her, loosening her focus. Scylla lifted. You are Galdra. Yes, said Skadra, watching her intensity. She's leading you somewhere. Let her think you follow. Let her believe you are softening. Fuck. Is she a good person or not? Why does it do this? Scylla asked, thrusting her arm forward. How do I make it stop? The woman laughed, the sound bouncing off the bone of Wall's crypt. You cannot control it until you have had your heart and your mind untied. United. You must go through the cohesion rite. You speak in riddles, said Scylla. Disappointment, more questions, and it never answers. You poor girl, touted Skadra. You are alone. You've had no one to guide you with your Galdra. She paused. I can tell you things, and why would I trust you? Asked Scylla. Because in this we are alike, said Skadra. Like you, I am Galdra, though my gift works differently. They called me a soul seer. Skadra skimmed a dark, knowing smile. A soul seer. I sense emotions, can enhance or dampen them as I desire. It's how I track you so easily. But I am more powerful than that. I've honed my skill over years of practice, and I have sharpened it into a weapon. I can use it to weaken my foes by pulling on memories attached to these emotions. Skadra crossed her arms over her chest. One tug on anger, and a great injustice is relieved. A yank on a dread, and their greatest fear comes forth. And desire, pull on that thread, and they'll grow distracted by enamorous thoughts. She chuckled softly. Warriors are more easily undone than you'd ever expect. That is how you bested Ray, asked Scylla. Ray, the most powerful warrior Scylla had ever seen, on his back, this woman's mercy, until Scylla had clobbered her with the butt of an axe. I thank you for the headache I now suffer nightly, said Skadra, her lips curling. But yes, your friend, so much anger and pain in that one. Scylla's dagger fell limp to her side. Let her believe you hopeless. Let her think the fight has drained from you. Skadra's lips curved until a victorious smile. Let us put an end to this pointless chase. Your fate is set. Come with me, and you'll see my sister once more. Scylla's plan crumbled in an instant. What do you know of my sister? She asked hesitantly, too hastily. Do not appear too desperate, Scylla. Skadra studied her carefully. She is in Sunavik. Don't you? Brows quirked. The warrior's lips curved up into a fox-like smile. You truly do not know your fool of a father? Scylla clenched her dagger tightly. She might not agree on much with this woman, but this she did. Matthias had truly been foolish to leave her ignorant in this world. I offer this to you as a treaty, said Skadra. Come with me to Sunavik, and you will see your sister. No more of this. Skadra twirled her fingers in the air, rushing about the kingdom. You can stop running. Have some peace. Scylla stared at the woman, an undercurrent of anger running through the veins. There was no peace for her in Sunavik. Of this she was certain. But her sister... The temptation pulled at her. She needed to be sure. But the queen, she intends for me to die, said Scylla, watching Skadra's face carefully. There it was, the subtle twitch of her eyebrow. Was it all it took for Scylla to have an answer? The queen is just a woman, said Skadra. She is good to her allies. If you prove to be helpful, she'll be kind in her way. Hand me your weapon, and let us leave this place. Very well, Scylla resigned. Skadra pushed off the wall, and Scylla made her move, throwing the dagger with all her strength that she could in Skadra's direction. Here we go, throwing our only weapon again. Her aim was horrible, and luckily for her, it didn't matter. The knife hit the wall with a thwack, falling uselessly to the ground. You might be brave, but your skills are pitiful, chuckled Skadra. Before she could lunge at Scylla, a skull cracked to the floor in a cloud of dust. A second bone toppled the ground, and a heartbeat later, and a third one cracked against Skadra's head before the warrior could turn around. The entire wall of precautiously arranged bones was tumbling down on her. Ha! Scylla lunged to action, squeezing into the venting shaft and hauling her body along the stones. Thankfully, the narrow tunnel was not lined with bones, though dust and the ancient scent of things long dead loomed heavy in the air. As she shimmied up towards the light, pulling herself along the shaft, she hissed as her fingernails tore and her dress ripped, but watched vigilantly for loose stones. The space was narrow and the walls pushed in on all sides. Scylla's head spun, but she kept her gaze on the circle of light above. You will regret that, girl, growled Skadra. In the shaft, she is in the shaft, Scylla realized, as her hope that Skadra would not fit in the space died. She redoubled her efforts. Her muscles burned and her fingers bled, but it was this or death. Pulling herself upward as stone and the roof wobbled. This one, she thought, her hopes filling with her. Scylla dragged herself up inch by inch, her progress slowing with the shaft steepen, her back braced against the one side, her feet digging up the other. She shoved herself upward. A strange probing sensation in her skull made her pulse. Pause. The circle of light shined from above flicker, then vanished as a black fog rolled in. Her vision shifted, and there she was. her tilted blue eyes wide with terror. The blonde girl ran her hand across Scylla's cheek. Look at me, her sister whispered. Just breathe. We're not alone. Mala and Mara watch over us. The door burst open, boots flooding into the room. The girl was yanked backwards and her hand ripped from Scylla. A high-pitched scream filled the air. Don't leave me, the girl cried. Daylight bloomed distantly above her. What the fuck is what is happening? What? Don't leave me, the girl cried. Daylight bloomed distantly above her. The dusty crypt scent filled her nostrils. The shaft. She was back in the venting shaft. She was using her galder on you, Scylla told herself. Keep a clear mind. She had no time to dwell on it. I got you. The grunts just below told her all she needed to know. Skadra was gaining on her, and quickly. I'll pull you from this passage, you insolent cunt. Oops, sorry. Wait. I lost my spot. I hit too many buttons. Sorry, I pushed too many buttons. I pushed too many buttons. You insolent cunt, she growled from behind, and Scylla pulled herself up, her muscles screaming in protest. I'll tie you to the back of my horse and make you walk all the way to Sunavik. The odd sensation was back, the nudging and prodding at her mind, and Scylla knew it was Skadra. She willed herself to shut her eyes, but it was to no avail. The daylight above her rippled with darkness until it was engulfed. She was back in that room. Hands wrapped around Scylla's waist, and she was pulled away from her sister. She opened her own mouth and screamed. A hand clamped over her, muffling the sound. A door slid shut, and the darkness surrounded her. Tears streamed down Scylla's face. Her sister. Forgive me, my king, murmured the man who held her. Scylla looked up in shock. The voice was unmistakable, the one she'd heard her entire life. Mathis? Thomas kissed his knuckles and bowed his head. Sage, she said with him, we must get Saga. Saga? He looked down at Scylla and smiled sadly. Hush now, Elise, she said in the familiar, soothing voice. We cannot reach her. She felt hollow, like a piece of herself was missing. Matthias wiped the tears from her cheeks and picked her up. Don't cry now. It will be all right. We'll have a little adventure. Her name is Elise. It's not Scylla, it's Elise. And the sound of her father's voice faded away. She was back in the tunnel, blood coursing frantically through her veins as she lay stunned at what she had seen. It could not be. She could not be. Elise. Her chest tightened, squeezed. She could not breathe, could not think. Do not realize tears flowed down her cheek until she tasted salt, and then she was choking on them, on her tears, on the memory, on the way of what this meant. Elise. Saga. Oh gods. A stone dug sharply into her back, and it was remembered what she needed to keep moving upward. She did not have time, the space, the luxury to think of what it meant. There was only upward, only survival. The loose stones, she reminded herself, and she hauled herself up inch, by painstaking inch. Would that please you to walk behind my horse, little princess? Asked Skadra. Scylla's hands paused. Oh, you know now. I pulled rather hard that time. Was that your worst fear, Elise Volksy? A breath puffed to Scylla's lips. Skadra continued. Such shattered life you've lived, princess. The warrior laughed. Her mom's the queen? The warrior laughed. The darkness sounded as Scylla, that rattled Scylla's bones. You wish to see your sister again. I'll make you see her while you walk, Elise. I'll make you see her until her mind is addled, and you cannot form a thought. It is easy work for me to play of the threads of your emotions. Perhaps I can find your dear mother and father. Move, Scylla urged herself, forcing her body upward. 1 foot, 2 foot, and it was enough. The tunnel narrowed and angled sharply, but Scylla was able to lie on her back with her arms braced above her on the walls. Stop, Skadra shrieked, Realizing Scylla's plan, she found the loose stone and then kicked at it. Kicked it once more. The smell of dust grew intensely. Scylla kicked again. The stone came loose and Scylla allowed herself to smile. Drawing her knees as high as she could, Scylla kicked with both feet. A shower of stones tumbled loose, small and large alike, and it was enough to block Skadra's passage. "Wait!" screamed Skadra, her voice muffled from beyond the barricade. Scylla shimmied under her stomach and hauled herself upward. She was 10 feet from freedom, 10 feet from fresh air, 10 feet from leaving this horrid place behind and getting back amongst the Blood Axe crew onto the road of bones. One last pull as Scylla and climbing from the hole in the yard behind Sunblid's temple. The stone outbuilding stretched over the skies so bright she was momentarily blind. Strong hands grabbed her by the shoulders of her holding upright. A large body blotted out some of the light. She blinked and blinked again. "What are you doing, Curls?" asked Jonas. "Fuck off, Jonas! Fuck off!" So the queen's her mom? The queen's her mom? Is the queen her sister? I'm so fucking confused. Like, I'm fucking, like, her mom is gone and her dad, I'm so fucking confused. The history book. So was she's the original. Is she the original one? So when we go back to if you say back to the history books, you're going back, she's the original line, right? I'll have to go back and read it. I'll go back and read it. We'll figure it out. Ah! All right. Right. Okay. Right. The queen, that was the queen. Okay. That's okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. The queen, when the bloodline was still passed down to the son or the daughter, not when the son that came in and changed all the bullshit. Okay. I'm there. I'm with you now. Okay. I got it. Okay. I'm with you. We're there. Okay. We're there. Okay. So mom and dad were the king and the queen, right? And then Matthias was probably like the best guard or something. Okay, I got it. All right. The princess was killed and one was... That's okay. I got it. I'm with you now. Okay, now we're good. All right. 105. Did we get there? I think y'all earned it. You know what? You did. You earned a full button tour before we get out of here. Front and back. Let's go. We'll start out with Rune.
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
Oh, we got somebody who thinks maybe Ray does, maybe he doesn't. We don't know. I would think he might if he's read the book. Let's just put it this way. Ray's smart enough. He might know if he read the book.
I'm telling you, loosen up my buttons, baby. But you keep running, saying what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby. But you
Just
but I
show
ain't
the
seen
room.
nothing.
Did I mess up a setting? I wonder if with the update it changed a setting. My living head spinning round and round like exorcism. It really turns me on. Whoa, head swinging. I don't know. I'll have to check my laters. Anyway, here we go.
Watch you break. I take whatever I decide to take. Leave my mark so everybody sees that you only worship on your fucking knees. Pull your hair and tell you you're my one. Hurt you till you're begging me for more. Yeah.
Now, as we get ready to go back down the buttons, I just want to make sure and verify. P, we are on for tomorrow, right? We need to do, because we're on now. Where are we at? Where are we at now? I'll make sure. Yeah, so we're on 51 to 55. Are those chapters? Are those chapters needing to be read? It's a lot of discipline you don't have. Y'all are funny.
Make you hear, watch you break. I take whatever I decide to take. Leave my mark so everybody sees that you only worship on your fucking knees. Pull your hair and tell you you're my one. Hurt you till you're begging me for more. Yeah.
Do I bet? I don't even know if I'm live. I don't know. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? I think. Anyway. Well, no, I think I
I'm
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae.
Sets for chapters. I think we got through pretty good. All right, folks. But all right, so we're gonna 108. I'm writing this down. We're gonna start. So we are at 108K. If I believe she did needed lives. I think I do too. I just have to remember them. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, and then we'll finish the book after Sunday brunch. But we're gonna pencil that. That's what the pencil is. Penciled in. Okay. So pencil in. We will be live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the next 5 chapters. I want to thank everybody. Jimmy, for coming out and joining me. This is getting good. It's getting excited. Scodra's still a good person. I think she's gonna be a good person still. She's gonna teach her the ways. But anyway, until next time, folks, join me tomorrow night. Until then, here's a happy one to go back out. Oh no, I understand. You stayed up so late too. Thank you for coming out here. I know you had to wake up at 2 o'clock, Alejandra. I appreciate it. You want a special button?
Telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep running. Say what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep running. Say what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing.
I restart my okay. All right, MJ.
Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the
folks.
Valbaran Fae.
When Rune's done, we are done for the night. We hope to see you next time. Join us. Thank you, everyone, for coming on out. Until next time, folks. Bye-bye.